Let's talk about it. Real truth and power. Health. Wealth. Knowledge of self. Uplifting the community. Let's talk about it.
You are now tuned in to Real Truth and Power, the show that uplifts the community with health, wealth, and knowledge of self. Here's your host, Everett Winchester.
They wiped the archives, said I was divisive, said I was too loud. I've got one shot to bring real truth and power back, or the community loses its voice. It started as a podcast, just the mic, just truth. Then came the guests, doctors, entrepreneurs, revolutionaries. We laughed, we argued, we built something sacred. But the deeper we went, the more resistance hit. Algorithms buried us. Platforms ghosted us. Not because we lied, but because we told the truth. I was ready to walk away. Then, after practice, one of my players, 16 years old, pulls me aside. Dead serious, he goes,
"Coach, that podcast, that was the first time I heard someone actually speaking to us."
Then he smirks.
"Also, you kind of went viral on my group chat. Don't let it die."
That was it. I rebuilt the studio from scratch, mic back on, files restored, and this time, I hit record like it's war. Real truth and power is back. Raw, necessary, unstoppable. New shows drop soon. Subscribe now. Share this. And revisit the episodes they didn't want you to hear. Locked. It's real.
Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. Welcome to the Real Truth and Power podcast, where we provide health, wealth, and knowledge of self. I am your host, Brother Everett. We had some issues with Facebook, so hopefully people can check in on us. I don't know what really happened, but I did share the YouTube link to Facebook. So if you guys are on Facebook, please share the YouTube link, and I'll try to figure out how I can get back on Facebook. I will research that right now. We do have a lot going on today. Not going to be too long, but we're going to talk about some important topics. One of the things is, well, first let's introduce the show. Good evening, family. This is Real Truth and Power, where we provide health, wealth, and knowledge of self. I am going to take a few minutes to tell you what's really happening right now here in Baltimore, because we never want the Baltimore UNIA or this show, Real Truth and Power, to become a show where we sit behind the microphone and talk about problems without doing nothing in the community. The microphone has to connect to the work. And this weekend, the work continues in Baltimore. So we're going to play a quick commercial real quick, and we're going to talk about some work that we're doing in Baltimore City this weekend. Hold tight, family. Baltimore don't sleep. We move, hands in the dirt, feet on the block, food in the streets, knowledge to the youth. This ain't charity, this is power. The Universal Negro Improvement Association running the community like infrastructure. No permission, no waiting. Black self-reliance in real time. Legacy heavy, boots planted, all in the name of Marcus Garvey. UNIA Baltimore Division 106, Barker Clark. We working. All right, family, that's the UNIA Barker Clark Division 106. First of all, shout out to Brother Bill Gooden. I have my Unity shirt on, promoting Unity Day. So I don't know if you guys can do this, but if you can scan a barcode throughout the show, definitely do that. It'll take you to Brother Bill Gooden's Facebook page, and you'll get all the information about Unity Day. So I want to talk to you guys real quick about what's happening this weekend. Tomorrow, 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue, we will have a food and clothing giveaway. This will be hot, good food, not some just messed up hot dogs or something. We're going to have some great food out there. We're going to have some nice clothing out there. So if you know anybody in need, please share them this information or contact me. We'll be at 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue. Again, we will be at 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue. So if you're not doing anything and you can come out, feel free to come out and get some food, get some clothing. We'll also be finishing up some of our documentary work. So if you're there, you might have a chance to be on camera. So again, we're giving away free food and some nice clothing, hot food. So definitely come out tomorrow. Also, just want to do a plug for coming up the following Saturday. The following Saturday will be the Marcus Garvey Festival. As you can see, it's the 56th annual festival. It'll be at Harlem Park. So if you're in the Baltimore area, definitely come out. It'll be from 12 to 7, August the 15th. And then it's going into UNIA convention. For all those that don't know, the UNIA convention is in Baltimore this year. So definitely check us out. We are really, really, really excited about convention. But before we go to convention, we have to do Marcus Garvey justice and continue with the Marcus Garvey Festival. It's going to be music, art, food, games, an African marketplace. It's going to be phenomenal. Again, Harlem Park next Saturday. But also, don't forget tomorrow, our free food giveaway. And then on Sunday, we'll be having our meeting. We'll be having our UNIA mass meeting. This will be the only meeting we have in August, I believe. So we're going to be going over the convention. Our meetings are usually on Sunday, they're usually on Saturday. But this month, they will be on Sunday. So I want you guys, if you're not doing anything and you want to join our meeting, do me this favor. If you text meeting to this number, 877-804-2152. Just put that number in, text the word meeting. Just meeting, you'll get all of our information about convention, and you'll get all of our information about our meeting. Our meeting is for everybody. If you're willing to learn about the UNIA, if you're willing to learn about Marcus Garvey and how to help your community, you definitely want to check out the UNIA meeting. Again, our meeting will be Sunday. If you can, again, I'll put that number up throughout the show, 877-804-2152, 877-804-2152. And let me play a little plug about our meetings and how impactful they can be.
I used to think revolution meant fire and fists, but silence is louder. I need to speak at tonight's UNIA ACL Zoom meeting, because if I don't, my nephew's gonna grow up thinking power lives outside our people. I wasn't raised on Garvey. I was raised on survival. But last month, someone on that Zoom said, Black unity isn't an idea, it's an action. That line hit me harder than anything in school, church, or the block. But right before I log on, I freeze up. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I ain't conscious enough? Then I hear my nephew in the next room say, Uncle Malik, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. That was it. I hit join, and I told the truth. Not the polished version, the version our people need to hear. Turns out, that voice in your head, it's not fear, it's your ancestors. The meeting didn't just change me, it reminded me who I've always been. Join us, Baltimore UNIA, mass meeting. Join the Baltimore UNIA. Don't let your legacy pass you by. Your ancestors are waiting.
That's right, family. So if you're not doing anything, it's not going to be Saturday. The Baltimore mass meeting will be this Sunday. And if you are interested in learning, if you're interested in hearing what we have to say, all you have to do is go to this number and text meeting. Just put meeting in there and you'll be on our text line. And that is 877-804-2152, 877-804-2152. Sunday's meeting will be on Zoom. Sunday's meeting will be on Zoom. So definitely check us out. Check the chat real quick. Peace, blessings, race first, Brother John. Can't wait to see you at convention. And all of your Legion shirts are in, my brother. All of your Legion shirts are in, race first. All right, family. A lot going on as well. As you guys know, some people call this Black August. But in the UNIA, we call it the month of Mosiah in honor of the Honorable Marcus Garvey, the founder of the UNIA, my organization, and the government for our Black people. So we're really excited about that. It's a lot of hard work that we do in Baltimore all the time, but especially in August. And we're blessed to host a convention this year. So I told you we got a food giveaway tomorrow, a mass meeting via Zoom Sunday, and also Saturday night is orientation for all of you UNIA members, especially in Baltimore. If you, I think Brother Oster's about to close up shop and do a quick one. So if you're worried about if you pass or not, definitely go in and check on orientation. We do a lot of work here. So I'm blessed to, blessed to have passed orientation, etc. So also in August, as you know, we have the convention. The convention is going to be powerful. And so we're just really, really excited about that. Moving into the month of Mosiah, we're going to take care of Marcus Garvey Day. And then that 19th, actually the 18th, we're going to be having that Tuesday, we're going to be having our meet and greet for those that want to come out. We'll have our meet and greet. And in fact, if you're interested in getting information on the convention, you can text this number. You can text meeting or convention, 877-804-2152, 877-804-2152. And you will get all of our information on the convention, especially if we have to change things at the last minute. Unfortunately, sometimes things happen and we got to change, but we will really be excited and you'll get all the updates as they come. So before we go into the show, of course, I got to pay the bills. Let's play a little information about the UNIA convention, and then we'll go into our show.
History doesn't remember those who stood on the sidelines. History remembers those who organized. More than 100 years ago, Marcus Garvey inspired millions to believe that a people could rise through unity, organization, and self-determination. Today, that legacy returns to Baltimore. Now, for 6 unforgettable days, history, culture, education, and purpose come together. This is more than a convention. It is the continuation of a movement. Join President General Michael Duncan and Garveyites from around the world at the 68th UNIA-ACL International Convention, August 18th through August 23rd, Baltimore, Maryland. One God, one aim, one destiny.
All right, so history in the making, the first ever convention in Baltimore City, Marcus Garvey's UNIA. So if you guys haven't got the information, again, hit me up. Again, also you can text our text line and get that information, 877-804-2152. All you got to do is text the word convention in there, 877-804-2152. All right, family. So let's go into the show. It's been a nice little vacation, but we're on and rocking. And you know what? Before I start, we're gonna start doing this every night, family. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Before I start, we're gonna do this like they did in the old school days. It's 8:00. Where's your family? And do you know where your kids are at?
Good evening. This is a special public service announcement. It's Friday night, and it's 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Be a parent. Go find your bad-ass kids. Don't be at that window looking for a hoodie. Put your shoes on, grab your keys, and go find your child. This has been a public service announcement from everybody who's tired of raising your kids for you. Have a good one. Back to the Real Truth and Power show.
I thought y'all would get a kick out of that. We gotta have fun. It's 8:00. It's past 8:00. Where your kids at? Check on them, hit them up, make sure they're not getting in any trouble. And let's get into the show for the night. Reed, I see you in the green room, and let's talk about it. So, and that was a good question. Do you know where your children at? I want y'all to think about that question. Do you know where your kids at? There was a time when television actually reminded parents. It's 8:00, it's 10:00, it's 11:00. Think about what that says. Not about television, but about the community expectations. There was an expectation that somebody knew where that child was. Mama knew, daddy knew, grandma knew, the neighbor knew. Somebody was always watching. Somebody was always responsible. And that brings us to tonight's conversation. All week, we've been asking questions. And so this week I asked, what's the one thing destroying the Black community faster than anything else? And we've been talking for the past couple of weeks about, what's hurting the Black community. And a lot of people answered. A lot of people said the family, the parents. Some said education. Some said drugs. Some said economics. Some said crime. Some said leadership, lack of unity, self-hatred. And then I asked another question. What's the solution? And something occurred to me. We don't really have a shortage of answers. We have a shortage of execution. Because we've been discussing many of these problems for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We know education matters. We know family matters. We know economics matters. We know our children need mentors. We know communities need organization. We know we need Black-owned businesses. So why aren't we doing it? We know the problem. Why aren't we building the solution? And tonight, I don't want this to become another 2-hour session. Y'all know how we do, where everybody tells me what's wrong with Black people. We already did that. You can discuss it. We can bring up some issues, of course, because we want to be able to solve some issues. But we did a lot of that already. Tonight, we want to talk about, tonight, if you call the show, if you comment, if you disagree with me, just do me a favor and bring a solution. How about that? Because complaining without proposing anything is easy. Building is difficult. Here's where I stand. I don't believe there's one solution. I believe we're dealing with interconnected problems. You can't fix education while ignoring the Black family. You can't fix the family while ignoring economics. You can't talk economics without ownership. You can't talk about the community safety without organization. And you can't build any of these things without discipline and leadership. That's why organization matters. That's why institutions matter. That's why Marcus Garvey didn't just simply give speeches. He organized. The lessons weren't merely be proud to be Black. The lessons was, let's build something. So let me start tonight with everybody watching. Maybe a short show tonight. If we could accomplish only one thing over the next 5 years. I'm going to say that again. If the Black community could only accomplish one thing over the next 5 years, that would dramatically improve the conditions of the Black community, what should it be? I'm going to say this one more time. If we could accomplish one thing over the next 5 years that would drastically improve the conditions of the Black community, what should it be? You can put it in the comments, and tonight we're going to take those answers apart. So, thank you again for tuning into the Real Truth and Power podcast. Reed, I see you in the building. If you want to comment, please comment. That's cool. If you don't, that's cool as well. I'm going to check the comments real quick. Brother Malik said mental health. My man, if you ain't doing nothing, but happy birthday, Brother Malik. You know, I just had a birthday for those that don't know. Yesterday, me and Brother Malik had the same birthday. If you want to join in, definitely come talk to me, brother. So we talking, he said mental health. But how do we deal with mental health? Give me a solution for that, Brother Malik. Give me a solution for that. Bill UC3CB, determination to unity. True unity solves many of our problems. Education, family ownership, and knowing the need to support one's own. I want to know if this is you, Brother Bill Gooden. But the question is, we know we need unity now. I'd love for you to come on if you can and just talk about how do we get there? You know we need it, but it's not happening like we should. What are one of the first steps we know to get to unity? Race First Brother Shabaka 4555. Organization and unity based on principles. Thank you, Brother Shaka. Put that in there. How do we go about getting this on the same page with those principles? He also says, one love, peace, and respect to the UNIA. Forward ever. Up you mighty race forever. Forward ever, backwards never. My man. Black August is here. Unite Africans, unite worldwide. Race first. My good brother, Dr. Dennis Asar Winkler, man, you had some powerful shows the last few days, brother Doc. Peace and power to you. Brother Keith Scott, we as a black people have the solution, but we lack the power to execute. The Newsom Party. If you ain't doing nothing, jump on, Brother Keith, because, you know, I hear you saying we have the solution, and the Newsom Party is or a black-owned party is the answer. But my question is, why aren't we moving to that? Why aren't people jumping on it? You know, we have the solution, but why aren't we moving forward to get those things? So I'm gonna put the link in the chat if you want to join. I'll put the link in the chat. You feel free to join if you'd like to join. Peace and blessings, Brother Corey. I got to get with you. I went on vacation, but I got to get with you. I'm back. The search engine is the vital foundation we need, and it's 95% complete. Mela-Search. If you haven't seen the show I did with my good brother Corey Mormon, it was powerful. He has a lot going on, and he's pushing this search engine called Mela-Search, and a lot of other things as well. And so he's saying that one of the things that we need that can help us out is having our own search engine, having our own, you know, internet. So that's powerful. I like that, Brother Corey. Second vice of the Baltimore UNIA, Brother Dwayne Ross Fire. Blessings, prayers, unity. Start by joining an African Black Senate organization like the UNIA. My man. And he also says, organize, organize, organize. That is the key. Organization, organization. So, as you know, I'm going to bring in my first guest. He can be a handful, but we're going to bring him in today. My man Reed, what's up with you? Hold tight, hold tight.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Hold tight. Let me bring you in. There we go. There we go.
Bring me in. Bring me in. Please bring me in. Lord Jesus, bring me in. I'm hearing this. I'm listening to it. I'm analyzing. I'm listening to everything what everybody got to say. And you saying what's destroying the black community? Well, that's easy. Now, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you a solution.
All right, now, yeah, I want some solutions, but you already mentioned a lot of times the parents.
No. What's destroying the black community? I say that's what's destroying the child.
Okay.
What's destroying the black community is the black community.
Go in on that,
that's
brother.
Now, you think about it. Let me give you an example, too, of why we don't have a lot of black businesses. Did you know back in the day, Cherry Hill, and even down to Lexington Market a little bit, we as black people had some of those businesses, but we sold them to the Koreans only to be treated bad.
Did we sell them? Hold up. Let me ask you this.
We sold them.
Did we sell them, or we didn't support our own businesses? Which one?
No, we sold them. We didn't give it time to get supported because the Koreans came with the money, and we took the money. You know, a lot of businesses were owned by us, but we sold out. Now, let's get to the black community. You said, what would you like to see accomplished in the black community? You know what I would like to see? I would like to see put down the drugs, put down the guns, start taking pride in your community, clean up, Come out there and clean up the gutters and all that in your community. Get the right trash cans and all. Clean up your community. Take pride in your community and you'll take pride in yourself. Then you can concentrate on unity and everything else. But right now, the black community is too high and too fucked up for real to do that.
Let me ask you this. Hold on, though, because you're talking about a people.
People.
Hold on. You're talking about people that are struggling, lack of education, lack of money, lack of food, lack of resources. And then you're talking about a whole bunch of people around them with addictions that can't get off that stuff. So how are you going to tell people what they need to do, but you can't tell them how to do it? Come on, brother.
Let me ask you a question.
Come on, brother.
I'm coming at you right now. Check this out. Me coming from that way and been that way. Check this out. I didn't know, but I researched. There are programs out there. You know, people will say to you, I know how to do this with drugs. I know how to do that with drugs, but I don't know how to get clean. And the reason you don't know how to get clean is the same reason you can't get a job, because you're not looking. While you sitting up there making excuses, somebody else is going to use the resources that's available to you to get that. Now, let's get one thing straight about education. Our education in Baltimore City is not the same education in Baltimore County. We don't have the same education. We don't have the same funding. I told you when I worked out Hunt Valley and we was at this school and we were delivering some books, to the library and everything, right? Mm-hmm. I see kids outside 10 o'clock in the morning and kids jogging around the racetrack. Then I go inside the school, they in the middle of the hallway with vending machines, benches on the Wi-Fi. So check this out. I said, wait a minute, why y'all not in school? You know what they said? This is our free time. This is our time to study. This is our time to do this, to do that. So you know what I mean?
I see you, but all right, let me go back to the drugs real quick, because you said something. You don't got to talk about your past experiences, but you said something that was important, that you feel that people are saying that they don't know how to get clean because they're not looking. Go into that a little bit more. Is that
they're not looking for?
Is that for everybody, or is that just in your case?
I say 95%. I was always taught a person will get you high before they get you clean. Remember that. A person will get you high before he gets you clean.
So if you had one advice to people out there,
put down the drugs. Do you know? It was said a long time ago. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Do you know what some of these drug addicts are some of the most smartest people in the world? Even though they committing crimes, it's just though they smart enough to know how to beat the system. Now, if they were off them drugs, do you imagine what they'd be doing? They'd probably be running their own businesses and everything else. We let the white man bring them in here to us. Nobody told us we had to use them.
All right, let me ask you this, because you're touching on something that's deep. When we you talked about drugs, but is it really that easy? Was it that easy for you?
No, it's not that easy. Let me ask you that question.
Hold on.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
It wasn't easy. I'm letting you know it's not easy. Nothing in life is easy. The only thing easy about it was getting on it. Now it's hard to get off it. Nothing in life is easy. Was it easy for you to ride a bike at first? Was it easy for you to come out here and do this at first? No. Nothing in life is it's a struggle.
But you're talking about somebody that has an addiction, Reed. They may not have the mind power as you to say, all right, enough is enough. Maybe they get, let's talk about heroin when you keep getting sick and they just can't stop getting sick.
They keep getting ill. Okay. You only probably be ill for about 3 days or a week, but that pain is unbelievable to some people. Okay, number one. Around there, look what they're giving out now, Narcan. They're also giving out pamphlets with the drug. Now, it's easy to get in the drug program now. You could say that back in the day. But now, you can go to the library and get in it. You can go to any hospital and ask for help, and they will accept you and give you a bed for a week. Maryland General does it all the time. And like the girl told me, you'll be amazed at how many of these people call in or come up here and then leave or don't even show up.
I think you're taking it lightly because you beat the addiction.
I'm taking it serious because check this out. You gotta want to do it. Let me explain something to you, and I'm gonna say this to you on here because I want you MFers to listen. This is something my mother said to me. I used to walk, no lie. I used to walk from Cherry Hill all the way up to Cooks Lane. I would call on a payphone, or if I had my cell phone going, I would call to hear my mother answer the phone. So when she would answer the phone because she went to church late, I knew she was there, so I would hang up, keep going by the time I get there. So it was one particular night, I would come up there, and I would say, "Ma, you need anything done around the house or anything?" She'd be like, "Fix that or fix this for me." I would do it, and she would give me some money. So one night, she ain't need nothing done, and I asked her for some money. And she said to me, "No." So I said, "Come on, Ma, like that, right?" She said, "Hold up, stop. I know you don't think I'm supposed to feel sorry for you, do you?" She said, "Let me ask you a question. And I want you to think about this. I want all of y'all that's listening, got your asses listening to this, think about what I'm about to say to you." She said, do I supposed to feel sorry for you?" She said, "Let me ask you a question. Before you got hooked on drugs, did you ever see anybody on drugs?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you ever sell drugs?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you ever see anybody OD on drugs?" I said, "Yeah." "And you still went out here and used it. And I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. And you knew all of that."
Did you stop after that?
Fuck no. You're crazy.
Watch your cussing.
So check it out. I'm walking back down Emerson Avenue, head all fucked up because of what she just said to me. But it made me think. But did I take it? No. It didn't hit me later on until I said, enough is enough. I can't do this no more. And it's like, the flashbacks came back, and it was like that right there I knew. That's why I'm trying to say it to you. Ain't nobody put a gun to your head to make you do anything you didn't want to do. I'm pretty sure the federal government, if they knew this shit would cost them this much, they wouldn't have put the shit out there in the first goddamn place.
Well, I do gotta say this for those that's listening. I do commend you for like I said, I've known you since I think kindergarten, first grade for sure. In fact, I think my first job was when we was walking around with buckets, washing cars. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, how about that?
So I commend you on beating your addiction. I guess this is a bad time to ask for my $25 back, but we'll let that go. But
I thought I gave it back to you, bro. I thought I gave it back to you. You know what? I'm a cash app.
Go ahead. I'm just messing with you. But I'm just messing with you, man. I'm gonna just keep messing with you about that. But yeah, addiction is something. But do you think it's that easy? And what are you telling people?
Yes, it is easy.
What
if you want to do it.
What if people want to do it, but they don't have the confidence?
Check this out. First of all, you got the confidence. First of all, like me, it's almost plain and simple. It's common sense. They'll tell you and that should change people, places, and things and all that. Look, I don't hang with the same people that I used to hang with. If you're not on a positive page like me, if you ain't doing the same things I'm doing or whatever, I ain't with you. But if you know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's up to you. It ain't up to the facility. It ain't up to whatever. It ain't up to the drug they use to detox you with. It's up to you. Until you get it in your mind and say, look, I can't do this no more. I'm not getting nowhere with this.
Before I let you go, let me ask you this. For those, because you touched on it, and that was a strong solution. For those,
I got one thing to say too before you let me go.
All right, for those that are struggling with addiction, and what give them some, besides that, any other word of advice to them? how to beat
It's
this, how to
like
move
this.
forward.
Well, they need to ask themselves what class are they going to fall in. You see, some people get out of it. Some people never get out of it. And some people die trying to get out of it. So what class are you going to be in?
Say
It's
that
up
again.
to you because
Say that again, Reed.
what class are you going to be in? You know, it's up to you. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Do you understand that? So all that, this, that, the other, is up to that individual. I had a friend, and she was fine as wine. And it hurt me to my heart when I found out she OD'd and died.
I don't know her, do I?
No. I ain't gonna say her name.
Okay.
But
No,
it brings tears to my eyes because this girl was a perfect 10. A perfect 10, bow-legged, short, all that, thick. A black queen for real. And it hurt me to my heart. And the thing about it, she had one problem. You know, when she would get locked up, and when she get locked up, boy, she came out looking like Venus every time. But she wouldn't stop getting high. And I found out she OD'd last year. I just found out, really.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I known her for years. It hurt me to my heart. And, you know, it hurt me to my heart. I ain't going to say it, but a couple of our homeboys OD'd. They might not have told you that they OD'd, but I know they OD'd. And, you know, it just hurts me to my heart when I hear it because they won't stop getting high. Everybody.
I know you had to say something before I let you go, but remember what that was?
That was what I said when I said some people get out of it.
Okay, because I wanted to ask you this before I let you go. Have you thought about helping or working with other people to help them?
I have.
Or do you?
I have. I've spoken at meetings. I have. But it's like this. They tell you in those meetings, your recovery is your responsibility. I could tell you my life story till I'm blue in the goddamn face. That don't mean you're going to stop.
Last thing, because you touched up on the addicts, but you didn't touch up, and I see Brother Malik and Brother Keith in the waiting room. Before I let you go, what about the people selling?
The people selling, they are just as bad as the people using because you're selling it to them.
But how do we change that and get them off the streets with no job opportunities?
Programs. I mean, you go support these black mayors and these governors that ain't doing nothing, or you better yet, you know what's the biggest political pull? You know who has the biggest political pull? You wouldn't believe it. And y'all go all the time. You know who has the biggest political pull?
Who are you talking about?
Preachers, reverends, churches.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You put your money, you give your money, okay, it's time to work for that money. Tell them to put pressure on the programs that they had one time. We don't have the same education as somebody out in the county. It's not the same. I've seen it. We don't have the same programs they have out there. I've seen it. I mean, don't get me wrong, today's black youth, for what I see, and when I say today's black youth, I'm talking about from 1, 2, 3, 5, all the way up to 10. Yeah, they want to learn, but then they get influence on what they see out there and they go the other way. Because we don't have the programs that they have out in the county. We don't have, better yet, we don't even have the baseball leagues and all that, the soccer leagues and all that they have out there. You know what I mean?
Right, I feel you.
The money just seems to disappear.
So what do we tell them? And doing this, what do we tell the? I mean, we waiting on programs.
It's time to make your vote count. It's time to make your vote count. It's time to put pressure on City Hall as a community. And that's where the unity come in. But do you think the mayor gonna listen to somebody out there talking loud, hair all rolled up on drugs and whatnot, whatever? Get yourself together. It's time to get it together. When you on drugs, people treat you bad. And when they see you living in poverty or see that you don't have, they're going to treat you bad. But, if, you know, the only way they're going to respect you is you got to show them.
No doubt.
You know? And that's the way I feel as though City Hall and the government itself feel about the black community. Because where's the money? Why you won't put the money into the community? Why you take away the programs in the first place?
Mm.
You know, you got money for the casino that's supposed to go to the schools. Ain't going to the schools. Because all the money them casinos making would have got everybody out of debt. For real. Where's the money? We just not getting it. The county gets theirs. They do the right thing. The city don't.
So I'm going to let you go, Reed, but I got you noted. You saying drug users, drug sellers, and we need to vote and get to go on these politicians. All right, I'm going to get with you this week.
Vote count, you got to stand.
I'm going to get with you this week. I'm going to step it up. We got to do a powerful show. So get with me on some topics for Friday. And don't forget, in 2 weeks, it's the convention. And we're going to be showing some movie documentaries at Pipes. And we at Next Phase Cafe. That's going to be good. We got some conscious rappers and stuff. You're going to love it.
Right.
All right. I'll talk to you soon, Reed. Thanks again.
Peace.
Peace. Wow. That was my good brother, Ronald Reed Williams, my man Reed. And he mentioned his addictions and he mentioned the solutions. But he said one of the things that we have to solve is dealing with the drug use and the drug sellers and getting our vote in action. So I know we got a lot of people that's I don't know if we're on TikTok or not. And I don't know what happened to Facebook. I got an alert, so I did share it on YouTube. So do me this favor, if you are watching on Facebook through the YouTube, do me this favor, hit that like button. Violate the button. Violate it. Violate it, as my man Hassan Campbell says. Violate that like button. Violate that like button. If you're on YouTube, do me this favor, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, share the show. It's really important. We got some powerful stuff we're talking about. Hit that share button. Hit that share button. And if you're on YouTube, Real Truth and Power or UNIA Rock Media, I need you to do me this favor. Subscribe. If you subscribe and then hit that alert button, you'll always know when we go live. We hardly ever have any problems with YouTube, but for some reason, I'm not sure if we're on live on Facebook, but we are on Instagram. Brother Malik, you're next. Let me just get caught up on the chats real quick. It'll only take a second. Brother Shabaka responding to Second Vice Rasfire. % correct. When he was saying organize, organize, organize. He was saying 100% correct. Pan-African first. And I believe she's commenting on YouTube. He or she, I apologize. We've lost the concept of self-reliance and self-determination as a whole. We talk about the problems, but we've gotten away from building our own institutions and creating solutions for ourselves. I agree with you, Pan-African first. You're always welcome to join the show. I love to talk to you about it, and thank you for always tuning in. And that is true. But how do we get back to that? That's a question. Put it in the chat. How do we get back to building our own institutions? And will our people even support our own institutions? Brother Tommy, I think Brother Tommy is on Instagram. Happy born day, brother. Love you. Love you too, good brother Tommy. Thank you. For those that don't know, birthday was yesterday. And we still grinding. Brother Shabaka says we must organize and show the community an organized effort. Real brothers and sisters working for real things. Tight organization with plans and objectives. I agree with you. But getting everybody on the same page is just tough. You know, my thing that a lot of times is it's just too many egos. We got a lot of good brothers, including myself. And whenever we get together, you know, I try to fall back and learn and watch how people move. But it's always somebody that they just want to be in control or be the man, or they feel that their way is right. I mean, I see it's kind of working in Baltimore trying to change that. and I guess people would say I came into the conscious community late, but I'm just gonna move the way I would move and the way I grew up. So we just gotta keep fighting. This is Brother Bill. Brother Bill's on YouTube. Yes, this is Bill Gooden. I'm just listening and taking notes. And I got on the shirt, Unity Day shirt. I don't know if you guys can hit the scan where we at right here, but if you can, it'll take you to Brother Bill Gooden's Facebook page where we're talking about Unity Day. And we're going to be pushing Unity Day a lot more. It started out in Baltimore. We're pushing it out. We want everybody to celebrate it. And I'll be pushing that throughout the UNIA. So everybody definitely tune in. Brother Malik, I'm about to get to you. He's on now and he's telling me happy birthday. And happy birthday right back. Our birthday's on the same day. B. Lamont on YouTube is saying peace and power. Looks like we got a lot of people on YouTube today, which is great. And I'm going to bring in my next guest. And I see you, Brother Keith. You right after my good brother, Brother Malik. I love that shirt, good brother. I love that shirt. And again, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Leo.
Yeah,
Leo.
Got to represent Leo. Leo season, man.
That's right. And shout out to my man, Mark Hughes. His birthday is today. That's my good brother, Mark. Yeah, so, I don't know if you was listening early, but we was talking about solutions. We always talk about, the drugs and the crime. Like my man Reed said, he started talking about the solution of how to get off of the drugs and how to deal with that. So what it do? I mean, I guess you got to go into the issue before you get to the solution, but talk about some solutions and how we can manifest them.
Right. Well, first and foremost, I'm feeling a little tender. I lost one of my relatives to, drugs. And I admire the gentleman that came before me to admit that he conquered it. He beat it. He made a lot of points. I take it personal when people dog to Baltimore City Public Schools. And this is what I say to them. Real simple. Do you have any kids that's in the school? If you're not raising any children in 2026, you are not qualified. You're not a father who's been running the PTA. Now both my kids are in high school. And I'm blessed. I have a good ex-wife. The school system is getting better, right? Mainly because they're rebuilding the buildings. A lot of issues. It's like you running the operating system from Windows 2000, and we're in Windows 11 and Windows 12. It is getting better. It is progress. I'm not loyal to any political party, right? I'm very objective. And I know from what my limited experience that I've gotten a response from City Hall. I've been blessed. I've never been on drugs. I don't turn my nose to anyone. I don't turn my nose to someone that's homeless on the street, because that could be me if I'm not careful. And while we segued into that, the solution is mental health. Now, if you want to know what do I recommend, pro bono counseling, I use that. You don't have to pay for counseling. I go every week. We grew up in the same generation.
Hold up, Brother Malik. So you're saying there's what did you call it, where people don't have to pay for counseling?
Yeah, pro bono counseling. It's like a non-profit. I'll put the number in the chat.
Okay, yes, definitely do that.
And I'm just to let you know, I don't have a degree in mental health or social work or psychology or nothing like that. I don't. I have a lot of mental health professors in my family. My father taught me, deal with your mental health. As Black people, we're traumatized from the slave ships, right? Remember, one of the creeds I live by that Marcus Garvey said, we have to break the mental shackle. The same thing that Bob Marley said. That's mental health. I think that in order to heal, you got to start. The gentleman before me was right. It's an individual thing. But like you said, you told me what's the solution. You got to go to counseling. You get your mind right. When you start dealing with, for me, as men, we are taught to internalize everything. That's when the ego comes in.
Right.
Right? But when you learn to be vulnerable, you're actually stronger because you look at everything objectively. You can articulate yourself. You can keep your emotions in check. Ego drives your emotion. And bottom line, you late in the game, man, I'm practically, a senior citizen. But You know, I've done a little stuff here and there.
You ain't there yet, brother. You ain't there yet.
Hey, look, I'm going to that gym, man. My daughter be 14, if you catch my drift. So
right, I feel
she'll be 15 in September. So, you know, I'm like, look, just in case. You know, just in case. Anyway, I digress. I ain't going to get to all that. But, you know, it's being recorded. So I'm going to leave it alone. But, you know, that's to me, that's just, the gentleman was right. It's an individual choice. But understand, you got a bunch of sheep. It's a thing called algorithm. People are going to follow what's in vogue, what the style is, right? People don't get help because it's not popular to get help, right? So that's why people don't know. Oh, I can't go to counseling. Well, no, I go. You can go. It's free for men because men it took a lot because it's a lot more stuff for women. It's not a lot of stuff for men. A lot of black men don't want to go to therapy, like the gentleman said before. You don't have to necessarily be on drugs, but you're just going through life. If you want to be successful in business, you got to get your mind right. And it's something I say on social media. It's something that I believe, you know, it's like bamboo. You got to have a strong base, and then eventually you just grow. That's like bamboo. From what I understand, it grows underground first, and then it shoots up. So that's kind of how it is. With mental health, you got to get vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
And that's when ego comes in, because ego's tied to emotion. Look, this battle been around before us. It's going to be around. We are benefiting from the prayers of our ancestors. Not just Marcus Garvey, but the regular people. Because, you know, what's going on in this world, you know, our ancestors have endured worse. The issue in the black community, remember, we're, you know, almost 60 years from the civil rights movement, 40 years from the crack epidemic. People are traumatized, and there are resources available for our kids. The school system is getting better. Another school, Cross Country Middle, that's kind of in Upper Park Heights, but a lot of schools are it is getting better. I mean,
that's in Baltimore, Cross Country.
They have one in Baltimore because my daughter
I didn't know that.
Western next year, and they're rebuilding Western, right? But they're using the old Northwestern in Upper Park Heights while they rebuild Western. Also, Frederick Douglass High School just got remodeled. That's not gentrification in that area near Montgomery, possibly, but you can't blame that on everything. Well, they're doing that because they're trying to get the white people in. The bottom line is in 2026, black kids are benefiting from it. Poly is not the only school in Baltimore City that has an engineering curriculum for our black children. My son goes to Patterson. He has an engineering curriculum. He has AP classes. So all those people talking about the Baltimore City public schools, are you raising children in Baltimore City? If you're
you said something, not to cut you off, but Baba Ori Shabazz always comes on, and he works in the school system. Shout out to you, brother Ori, if you're listening. And he mentions that as well. He's like, you know, it has its challenges, but you know, it's good work being done in there.
Right, and that's mindset. If you come in with a slave mindset, the white man ain't against you. They not. You come with a lion mindset, you know how to adjust. You know how to shine like you. You know how to shine. You know how to appear non-threat. You're looking at the long game. You're looking beyond the scope of what's in front of you, beyond the scope of your ideology. That's what I do. You know? And that's something that I'm still learning. Every day, you know, it's my issues is minor anxiety and, you know, just trying to become successful in business. And I wanted to mention something. I've been meaning to say this, and I might get off a topic a little bit.
Go ahead.
One of my heroes, he's from Baltimore, and I read his book in the 90s, and I almost did his fraternity, but that's a whole other story. Reginald Lewis. What do you think he said when he saw what's going on in the world? He said, "Why should white guys have all the fun?"
Say that again. I lost you on that.
Why should white guys have all the fun?
Okay.
That's a Marcus Garvey mindset. Now, as far as I know, he was not a Marcus Garveyite, but he really laid the ground road for me that we could make it in corporate America and we could be billionaires. right? So it's a struggle and it's hard. But I think that people, they need to upgrade their operating system when they want to talk about how bad the school system is, because they don't have children in the school system. They never ran a PTA. I've done so, and I give my ex-wife 90% of the credit. You know, occasionally I got to nudge in the right direction, but once the fan in the right direction, I lay back and just let her do her thing. Even though we're divorced, like, I'm not going to take credit for it. And I take that personally.
I want you to go back onto this, and I see you, brother Keith. I'm gonna get you in a minute. I want you to go onto this because you did mention mental health. Go into mental health a little bit of how important it is, especially when we talk to our youth and things of that nature.
Just not to tell you all my business, I have a son that's on the spectrum with a mood disorder, and it was a challenge for my family with COVID. So it forced me and my ex-wife to work together. So my kids can grow up with two parents that get along and don't fight. I never had that, right? So during the process, I found a number. I'll put the number in the chat. What can be done? If you're in a moment of a crisis, there's numbers you can call. You don't have to be to a point where you want to hurt yourself, but there are people you can talk to. Okay, with the pro bono counseling, when you call the number, if you tell them what kind of counseling you want, they're going to find someone. One lady I had, she's an intern, so that helped. Another lady, I'm going to therapy now. You know, we're pretty much unpacking. A lot of your trauma is from your childhood, right? A lot of stuff, people that use drugs, they go through trauma. And so as black people, black men, we got anger. You know, it's been passed on. You know, it's been, and so a lot of times it's just, it's something that's been passed on. As human beings, we deal with trauma.
Right.
But the difference is, in the white community, they go to therapy more than we do. Women go to therapy more than black men. It's out there for us. Like, I'm telling you, it's out here. You know, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. If you study a lot of these top-notch people in Silicon Valley, a lot of them went to therapy. They had breakdowns, but they got
it's something about therapy, especially with black men.
Yeah,
it's a stigma attached to it where I'm not even gonna say black men realistically. If you watch shows like what was it, Sopranos? I don't know if you ever watched that show.
He was in therapy,
and he didn't want anybody to know he was in therapy. Well, there's a lot of reasons for that as well, but
but they're very, you know, they got a real hyper macho type culture, whatever.
Right,
you know?
right.
Just stay away from me. Don't bother my family. That's my whole attitude, you know. So, yeah, right. So, yeah,
but that's interesting that you touched on that, because that is something that I believe that through a lot of things, through you know, oppression, slavery, the conditions that we live in.
Yeah, it's a lot of PTSD.
Trauma. Yes.
Yeah. I will say,
what was it? Post-traumatic slave?
syndrome.
I forgot.
Syndrome.
Yeah, that's, I said it right?
Yeah. And I'm not an expert on it. I just work on myself.
Right.
So I'm not one to counsel nobody because I don't have the patience. I switched my major at UMES from physical therapy rehab to hotel restaurant management because I'm like, listen, we was in case management class and they talk about incest. And I'm like, no, I'm done. That was enough for me. I can't. I thought my family was crazy. I'm like, no, because I remember I was like, no, I can't deal with it. But, you know, as far as racism, we always got anxiety when we see the police. You know, I've been blessed. I worked in corporate America. I didn't deal with a lot of racism. You have to factor in, historically speaking, my daughter once for a track team, McKim. McKim was an abolitionist. He was a Quaker. He helped Harriet Tubman doing the Underground Railroad. There were whites that actually helped black people. Right? That's not, I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Like, John Brown was there were a lot. And there are a lot of white people who don't want the country to go back. So we don't have to necessarily fight like Marcus Garvey had to, how he ignited, more or less started the civil rights movement even to this day. And I think that now we see the cops, we got anxiety, you know? I think now it's PTSD. You know, the gentleman with you know, losing a woman that he loved, he was really attracted to drug addiction. I just lost one of my cousins. I'm feeling kind of depressed about it, you know? And I'm just not. I'm just like you say. I like to say a lion man, and I don't mean it's egotistically, because a lion struggles hard. Like if you're a weak lion, the lioness will kill you. So they will take you out. So we in Leo season, but I just think that that's the solution. I mean, you have to decide. You got to conquer your demons, whatever they are. A lion has a coalition and a pride. You can't do this alone.
Before you go, Brother Malik, any advice to some people that may need mental health help or have a child or mental health? How what would you tell them, and how about going about
first thing
taking the first steps to getting help?
Yeah, well, I'll put the pro bono counselor in the chat. The first thing you want to do is that you want to with the school. My son is on a 504. They were at Woodhome, and this is why dealing with black folk in Baltimore City left a bad taste in my mouth. Anyway, long story short, I got him transferred to Medfield. And then eventually when COVID happened, that's when they hit the fan. It's just that both parents have to put their ego aside. No matter how much you can't stand that woman, she get on your nerves. During a crisis, as a man, you got to man up. You got to step up and do what the heck you got to do. As a man, it is not fair that as men, okay, you have to do this best for your kids. Now, if you have two parents that are cooperating, right, that works. But I had a client tell me that, she was having issues with child support. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to focus on the mental health issue. So what you have to do is I'll put the pro bono counseling number in there. You have to seek counseling. Now, there are resources. Fortunately, my ex-wife, she has, like I said, she gets most of the credit. She has good insurance. She works for the school system. So, but you have to take it seriously. And it's going to take a while for you to find a good therapist. Hopefully you'll look up and find a therapist. It took us it took us a year or two.
Damn, that's a long time.
Well, it was some pretty intense negotiating with my ex-wife, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. All right. But anyway, everybody in the family has to go to therapy. We ain't talking about no marriage counseling because it's traumatic.
Right.
Seeing your child go is traumatic, right? And the men, you got to take the lead. And if that means that you have to impose your will on your ex-wife or whatever, then you do what the hell you got to do to protect your family. And there were times where I had to impose my masculine will on her until she eventually saw that I'm trying to protect the whole family. And that's it. That was my intention. But it's ego. It's my ego. It's her ego. Now, when my ex-wife stepped back and let me handle it, things are falling in place. God designed the man to be we're designed to be the protector, right? So I have a high sense of, I was brought up, a sense of self. So I have a high protective prowess. So I know a threat before that. Now, too little too late with the marriage, but now she's willing to step back.
Gotcha.
And just let me handle certain things. But I give her all the credit for the success because she deserves it. But I think that's the issue. So everybody in the family has to get help. And everybody in the family has to be brought in. Because unity starts with the family. Now, you got a lot of broken homes. And that's when therapy comes into place. And it's not going to happen overnight. I've been going to therapy off and on since 2014. Right? And you have to dedicate. It's a part of my life every week, at least four times a month. Because the COVID caused a lot of mental health issues for all people, and that's the issue. Drug addiction is therapy. People want to stay is therapy. Most people that's on drugs, they followers. I don't mean to disrespect nobody. You're a follower. You let someone influence you.
That's what Reed said. That's what Reed said.
Yeah, it's the algorithm. When you start changing the algorithm, people gonna follow, right? So it is that people have a choice, but it's the energy, and that's what I'm speaking. The algorithm, whatever I speak, that's the energy I'm putting out there, And I think that it starts with your mindset, what you think, and every day I work on mine. But my profession, and again, I don't want to talk about what I do because with respect to the podcast, but we talk about mindset, right? And we talk about, and that's important because a lot of people that became wealthy in this country, they had to change their mindset.
No doubt.
And our ancestors, they gave, like my friend, one of my friends on Facebook, I ain't gonna put him out there because he may not want me to. Our ancestors gave us the blueprint. So we don't necessarily, we had the blueprint with Marcus Garvey that he passed on and how he affected the nation of Islam. And how, I mean, he has such a wide way. And he talked about independence, but it all stuff, Bob Marley echoed his same message in the 70s with the redemption song. Because a lot of this stuff when I was a kid, like you give me, this is 30 years worth of stuff bottled up. You give me the opportunity to talk about it. So it's therapeutic for me. But I hear what you're saying. That's the reason why I don't want to get involved, too much. Because I don't have the patience you do. You got a lot more patience than me.
Well, I'm in the community, so it's a fight, and I gotta do some things to clean up with some of the things I caused.
I tell people, look, bro, you need to go to pro bono counseling, and you need to learn to be vulnerable for one. And like, I don't care. I will respectfully, diplomatically go for blood, but I would do it in a constructive way. That's why I know I'm not cut out for it.
I feel you.
Know. Yeah, because I have an ego, but I'm not going to step on nobody. But if you push me, then I'm, that's why you can be the Leo, you can handle that. I'm just going to chill in the background, bro.
No. But look, brother Malik, I appreciate you. Let me get through the chats, but please, put that information in the chat, and I'll put it up on the screen. All right, I appreciate you again, good brother, and happy birthday again to you.
Thanks. Happy birthday to you too. Peace.
All
Leo.
right, peace. Big
Leo energy.
No doubt. All right, I see you, brother Keith. Get ready. You up next. Let me get caught up on the chat real quick. Think I talked about that. That was brother Malik. Brother B. Scott. B. Lamont. I'm sorry. Peace and blessings, good brother. The High Chancellor of the UNIA. Happy Earth Strong birthday, Brother East. Thank you, Sister Antoinette. And she says, happy Earth Strong blessings. Thank you again. Brother Shabaka says, we must work in an organized fashions. We must become leaders and workers and leave egos at home. I agree. We must propagandize our communities positively. Positive activities. I agree with you right there, good brother. High Chancellor of the UNIA says, if our people will wake up, move out of their own way, realize who and what we are, and love on each other, we can move further. We have to know that we can and are better than what we've been told. I share. Yes, we have to do better. We have to love each other. The good doctor. Black men are also being warred upon in a unique way, which we must take into account. Yes, I agree. And Dr. Doe, I don't know when you first tuned in, but I love for you. I get with you later to talk about my good brother Reed in his statements because he spoke about his addictions, and I thought that was really powerful. I want to get him back on that one for sure. And yes, post-traumatic stress disorder. But there was a book. I don't know why I'm going blank, Dr. Daw. Post-traumatic slaves. Put that in the chat. It's a book. I got it too. I don't know why I don't know the name of it. I forgot, but it was something dealing with slavery, but post-traumatic stress disorder. But it was dealing with more slavery. Sister Selena, good evening. Peace and blessings to you. I'm glad you can make it on. And again, family, please hit that like and share. I don't know what happened. We on YouTube. I shared the YouTube link, but for some reason it kicked me off Facebook. Something crazy. But we will keep pushing. We will keep pushing. So I did share the YouTube link to Facebook. Dr. Dennis says, appreciate the vulnerability of the bros today. Yes. If you man, this is a powerful show because a lot of people, don't come on and express their feelings. And we started off with my good brother Reed. He mentioned his drug addictions and how he overcame it. He mentioned losing somebody. He kind of got emotional. I was getting a little worried, Breed, but that's a good thing. And then we had my good brother Malik, and he was expressing himself about counseling. And don't forget to put that in the chat for me, brother Malik. And so, yes, this is what makes this show a bit more powerful. I always say this isn't my show, it's our show. And, you know, people go through things in our community, and it's good that we talk about those things. And Reed mentioned the solutions, and one of the things he was focused on is what he focuses on in his daily life, getting people off the drugs and getting them to stop selling drugs. And he mentioned some solutions. And one of the solutions he mentioned, and Brother Malik joined, it starts with yourself. And you have to really be focused on that. Dr. Dawes says, note that most therapists also take Medicaid and other insurances. Interesting. You never thought about that. You know, sometimes you think when you think about a psychiatrist and stuff, you know, you think that you got to pay lots of money. But that is true. That's very interesting. Sister Selena says, happy born day, Brother Everett. Thank you, Sister Selena. I'm old. I'm showing the grays. I got to shave my beard down. So I've been rocking the grays for a minute, but convention coming, I got to tighten up and shave. Dr. Dawes says, most are struggling and trying to self-medicate. Interesting, Dr. Dawes. Interesting. That's what it was. Yes. Dr. Joy DeGroy. Yes. Post-traumatic slavery syndrome is the book and theory she created. That was the book. It might have been Dr. Me did a few books. It might have been Dr. Ma'at's book club. But I think I've read that more than once. But that's an interesting book for y'all to check that out. Yes. And B. Lamont says, real talk, great conversation. Thank you. Before I bring in my next guest, for those, if you do want to join, I'll put that link up in the chat. Again, we are talking about solutions. Of course, when you talk about solutions, you have to talk about the problems, but we are talking about solutions. And it's very important that we talk about solutions to fix ourselves. So again, I had an issue with Facebook, but if you're on YouTube or whatever, please do me a favor, violate the like button. Bang that thing. Let's get these likes up so everybody can get the information. And you can also do me a favor, YouTube, share, Facebook, we're on the gram, Instagram, and we're on Twitter, we're on X. So hit that share button. And also, if you're on YouTube, UNIA Rock Media or Real Truth and Power, hit the subscribe button. Show brother some love. We know how to get the UNIA Rock Media caught up with Real Truth and Power. Hit that alert bell once you subscribe. So every time somebody goes live, especially on UNIA Rock Media, you'll hear about it. We're about to be doing some more shows on UNI Rock Media. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we have the premiere show, Community Focus. And I've been coming on Fridays, Real Truth and Power. And we're looking to get a bunch of divisions to start doing that show so you can really starting to push the YouTube and UNIARockMedia.com. And so let me come back with my good brother Keith Scott. But of course, we got to pay the bills. For those that don't know, we took off Friday. I went on my first cruise. I got motion sickness, so I've been kind of hesitant. But the wifey said, you know, let's go. So I went on my first cruise, and we went through the UNIA's travel agency. Check this out.
I used to think vacations meant white sand and pool drinks, until I realized I was skipping my story. I've got 10 days to reconnect with my roots, or spend another year feeling like a tourist in my own identity. So I booked with Black Star Travel. They don't do tours, they build homecomings. Real connection, real culture, no filters. I thought I'd be the outsider, but the moment I stepped off that plane, I felt seen.
They weren't just places, they were pieces of me I never knew I lost. Travel with purpose, travel with pride, travel with Black Star.
So if you're interested, we're going to be planning another cruise soon. It's good to get away. Also, the UNIA, the main body UNIA does 2 trips to Africa per year. So if you're trying to go to Africa, you definitely want to go with the UNIA, the fellowship with that red, black, and green. But if you're locally in Baltimore, definitely hit me up. We could get you straight on all your travel arrangements. Again, the convention is actually here in Baltimore this month. And we got a lot of work going on. Before I bring Brother Keith in, I just want to go over a couple of things. If you missed it, that we are doing in Baltimore tomorrow, we will be having a free food giveaway, free food and free clothing. So you guys definitely want to check that out. I'm trying to find the flyer. I know I got it up here somewhere. There we go. Boom. So we will be at 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue. That is actually our meeting place for the convention. 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue. Come on by, bring some clothes. We're going to be serving some hot food, and not hot dogs and hamburgers either. Our community organized, Sister Chanel and her family do a great work. And we're going to have some people in there as well to help you with, if you're in need of housing and other issues, there'll be people in there to give you information to help you out. So that is definitely tomorrow. And then Sunday, we usually have our mass meetings on Saturday, but Sunday we'll be on Zoom. And if you're interested in learning about the UNIA, our convention's coming up, so I'll be doing a quick go through of our Constitution, and we'll be talking about a lot of things that's coming up in Baltimore with our convention and so forth. Take this number, and all you have to do is text meeting 877-804-2152, and you'll get all of the meeting information and all of the convention information. And if you just want the convention information, just text convention. And again, that number is 877-804-2152. You do not want to be out of the loop. It's going to be a powerful convention in Baltimore. The leaders of the UNIA will be here. And also, next Saturday, the Marcus Garvey Festival in Baltimore, August 15th, 12 to 7 at Harlem's Park. 600 block of Gilmore Street, 21217. Come out, fellowship with the UNIA. We got a few calendars left. I think we got the best calendars in the game. We have our magazine, The Garvey Voices, out. Come fellowship with the elders in the community. Come share some love. We're going to have some powerful speakers. And hopefully everybody can come out and support our great elder, Baba Duggar. He does a phenomenal job with the Garvey Festival. And ever since I've been a part of the Baltimore UNIA and president, we've just committed everything to Baba Duggar. So whenever he has an event, we're there. We love you, Baba Duggar. And so you definitely want to check that out. And again, if you're interested in our meetings or convention and you want alerts, as soon as things do change, 877-804-2152. Hold on, Brother Keith. Let me just caught up on the chat. I think I'm almost there. Brother Bill Gooden on YouTube says, I've read the book about 2 months ago. Oh, wow. Put in the chat what you think about that book, Brother Bill. Peace and blessings, Baba Ori. I'm not sure when you got on, but I was just mentioning you, Brother Malik. It's a strong component of the Baltimore City school system. And I mentioned some of the things that you always stress about, people not having kids in school. They don't know that it's some good work that's happening there. That's a subject for another day. But it was definitely, I think you would have liked that. And Dr. Dawes commenting to B. Lamont. He says, peace, B. Lamont. And Dr. Dawes also saying, peace to Baba Ori Shabazz. And if you don't know, I'm wearing my Unity t-shirt. I got the green screen, so it might not be shown as well. I don't know if you can scan barcode, but it'll take you to Brother Bill Gooden's Facebook page. And that's where you find all that information about Unity Day. And he says, salute Black August. Yes, Black August, the month of Mosiah, and I'm gonna bring on my next guest. Brother, why you come on looking like you ready to go to war or something, brother?
I'm always ready to go to war. That's what revolutionaries do.
You know what? I'm glad you came on. I gotta get with you too. We'll talk. I'll text you. Remember about the permit thing and doing it on the website and getting what you got. Because I've been so busy. I've been dropping the ball, so I gotta get that done.
Let me know. I got them on speed dial.
All right, that'll work. That'll work. So I don't know if you've been listening to the show. It was a little powerful today. Our first guest, Brother Reed, came on and he said, you know, I said we talking about solutions, and he started talking about the one solution is fixing, getting people off of drugs and getting people from selling drugs. And he went into his own personal experiences with drug addiction and got deep, talked about a lawsuit that he lost. He even went into his mama getting on him. And then we had Brother Malik agreeing with him and mentioning counseling and saying that's one of the solutions. I already know where you're going to go at, brother, but go ahead and you got the floor. Give me some solutions. You there, Brother Keith? You might have froze. All right, I think you froze. I'm going to get you out. We're going to wait for Brother Keith to come back in. And again, a powerful show. So if you guys came on late, man, my man Reed got into it. While I'm waiting on Brother Keith Scott, if anybody wants to join, we are talking about solutions tonight. Not problems, solutions. I'm going to put it in the chat, and we're going to pay the bills while we wait for my good guy, Brother Keith, and hopefully he can come back in. Convention time. You're going to see a lot of brothers in these shirts. You know, you're going to see a lot of brothers in these shirts. The leader of the UNIA, the 10th successor to Marcus Garvey, the 11th President General is going to be in the town. It's called the UNIA Takeover, baby. And so you're going to see a lot of these shirts.
Your boy dead on the street last week. Not from drugs, from violence. Nobody stand up, nobody move. Me got 6 weeks we build 100 man. Or Baltimore lose its soul. Back in the day, we protect we own. Now, enough talk, enough post. But Garvey, him leave with a blueprint. Stand up, uniform, discipline, unity. African Legion, it not dead. It a prophecy waiting for fulfill. Ma nearly walk away, tired, alone. But when that mother grab me arm and say, who I go protect my son? Me know, we not start no war, we restore order. Black unity, black honor, black discipline. This a we army, and it never left. Me name, Brother Tony. Join the Baltimore UNIA. Be the legacy or be the silence.
That is the African Legion. You can't have a nation. We have the flag. We have the Constitution to the flag. You know, but you have to have a military to that flag, and that is the UNIA African Legion. We protect the black community from outsiders and, unfortunately, from issues within. Brother Keith Scott just said his phone died. Give him a few minutes. He's going to call back in. Brother Bill commenting on that book. It was awesome. She went deep and used a lot of examples. She went way back and brought it to today. She says, America's legacy of enduring injury and healing. It is indeed worth reading. Yes. For those that never read that book, it's a powerful book. And I believe I read it I've read it before, I'm not sure, but I know I've read it on Dr. Ma'as book club. I'm not sure if she's still doing the book club anymore, but I loved it. From Joy DeGroy, I believe I'm pronouncing it Dr. Joy DeGroy. And it's post-traumatic slavery syndrome. Post-traumatic slavery syndrome. Thank you, Dr. Dahl, for that. And that That is a powerful book. When we start talking about healing, mental health, like Brother Malik said, that's very important. And Brother Ori is saying, greetings, Dr. Dawg. Peace, good brother. All right, so while we're waiting on Brother Keith Scott, we're going to start doing this now. So from now on, we're going to always make ourselves responsible for getting the word out. You know, we have to be responsible, so we have to continue to go back sometimes and ask ourselves, where are kids at?
Good evening. This is a special public service announcement. It's Friday night, and it's 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Be a parent. Go find your bad-ass kids. Don't be at that window looking for a hoodie. Put your shoes on, grab your keys, and go find your child. This has been a public service announcement from everybody who's tired of raising your kids for you. Have a good one. Back to the Real Truth and Power show.
So we're going to have fun with it, but these are some of the things that we need to make ourselves responsible for. So if you know anybody that's your friend or what have you, you know, let's start putting that back in, where your kid at? You know, where everybody at? What's going on with the family? We have to start being more conscious of those things like that. And Brother Dr. Dawg is saying peace and blessings, Brother Bill. So before we wait for Brother Keith to charge back up, I do got to go over a couple of things with y'all. I talked about the Marcus Garvey festival. We also talked about the food giveaway tomorrow. If you have any clothing, please feel free. Come on up. Come early, because from 12 to 4 on Pennsylvania Avenue, we'll be serving hot food and having a food giveaway. But we also are having a meeting. We are also having a meeting Sunday. Usually our meetings are Saturday in person or on Zoom. We'll have our meeting Sunday via Zoom. And if you would love to join us, all you have to do is text meeting to 877-804-2152. Remember, this is the month of Mosiah, the UNIA month, the month of August the 13th. When the UNIA introduced the flag, the red, black, and green flag, and the Constitution to that flag. August 13th, when we introduced the Declaration of Rights of Negro Peoples of the World. 12 complaints, 54 declarations. These are the things that we have to keep pushing and educate people. A lot of people try to reinvent the wheel, but the wheel is already created. We have the black print. And if you're interested in learning, we'll be going over a lot of those things. The first convention was in August 1920 of the UNIA. And as you know, the convention is in Baltimore this year. In 1920, the convention lasted for the whole month of August. And so you can only imagine the sacrifice that our elders and our ancestors went through to put these great things in place. I think about that real quick before I bring Keith Scott in. Think about that real quick. They sacrificed a whole month. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people in New York City bunking with each other, trying to find a way to establish the UNIA. And they came up with the red, black, and green, the colors of the UNIA, black nationalist colors, unity colors for our people. And they came up with the Declaration of Rights. They came up with a government for our people, with a constitution. And the anthem, the Ethiopian anthem, to be the anthem to the flag. And they did all of these things, and yet we have to make sure that we keep these things going. It's our duty as Garveyites, so we take this very seriously. And it's a lot to teach, and it's a lot to learn. Don't think you know it all, because you don't. I'm always in orientation, even though I pass, because we change things up and we keep moving. And so you definitely want to be a part of that again. 877-804-2152. 877-804-2152. Just text meeting, and you can always jump on our Zoom meetings and hear what we have to talk about. And I'm going to bring my good brother back on, Brother Keith. You all right, good brother?
Yeah. Know it all. Little technical difficulty.
I'm always in orientation. I hear you in the background. I hear myself in the. You might have to.
Yeah, I got to turn you down on my other.
Again. 877-804-2152.
You hear me? How better now?
Yeah, that's good. That's good, brother. Don't tell me you got a Giants jersey on, brother. Come on. Real confused and invisible, but I digress.
I'm so proud of you. I'm gonna say it in my head.
So we're talking about some solutions. I don't know if we cut off, but my good brother Reed came on and he was very passionate about. He said the main solution he would feel is that we get rid of the drugs, and he went into his own personal issues with drug use. Mentioned somebody ODing, but he also did mention voting.
Well,
so
I mean, yeah,
I know you would want to go into that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. See, you're gonna see it. You're gonna have a lot of people with solutions. A lot. I mean, there's not just one solution. I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with the Black community, but the power to execute is we don't have. We are not supported by the state or the system that's in place now. So the solutions there's a lot of solutions, but we lack the power to execute the things that make our community better and stronger.
You got a good point there. I mean, I really strongly agree with you there. So how do we change that narrative?
Well, by removing the system that's been oppressing us for generations.
Now, you say this every week, but I got to say, brother, I think it's been tried several times. A lot of people have been trying.
It hasn't been tried no time.
Sorry, let me go back. How can you say it hasn't been tried? It's more than, it's been a lot of people trying to start Black political parties. Maybe not in Baltimore, but there have been.
But have they succeeded? I mean, it's like, we have a lot of different parties, political parties in this country. There's so many. You got the Green, you got the whatever parties and stuff like that. But we still fall back into the two-party system, Republican or the Democrats. Okay, I mean, most parties doesn't have enough oppressed people to make anything happen. But we do. We got a whole country of oppressed Black people that actually need a party that represent them instead of a party that represent white supremacists. We know the system is not working for us. The system never was designed for us to be in this position now. Like I said, we talk about people that have solutions and their ego. One solution is not the answer to all our problems. I mean, no, I made a mistake. Yes, it is. One solution is the answer to our problems.
Hold on, brother. You saying one solution is the answer to all our problems?
Yes.
What's that?
To remove this system that's actually oppressing us. We're not going to get nowhere under this system.
Well, I'm going to say this. The white man is a bad mofo because he designed this system and it's hard to crack. So so you saying to change how will we
the white man?
No, but listen to what I'm saying. How are you going to change and overthrow this system? I mean, you can't even get people to sign up for your party.
Every seat in Baltimore City is up for grab.
Listen to what I'm saying. I understand. I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But How can that be the solution when you can't get people to sign up for the party?
Well, see, it's the solution that I have to get out to other people. See, it's like this, okay? We know that only 12% of people in Baltimore City voted in the last primary. We know they don't vote for the Republicans or the Democrats. Black people, we know this. It's documented. Black people are not Republicans or Democrats. We just sit down and just let white people predict our future and put us in the place that we know we don't want to be. Okay, I'm not afraid of white people. I have no I have no problem that nobody, it ain't knocking on burning crosses at my door. But I know for a fact that we the only people living in this country that don't own or control anything. We do not have the capability of educating our children. We can't create wealth without having to work for some white person or some major company or whatever case may be.
Hold your thought real quick. Did you know about this? It's a lot of people getting lynched in Mississippi again. What's going on, Baba Oy? I just looked that up. I just came back from that cruise, so I'm not. I must have missed this one. Sister was found lynched Monday. This is crazy. You said something there. Say you overthrow the system, right? Say you get all your people in, and let's just talk. We're going to use Baltimore as an example. Say you take over the city council. You get your guy in as mayor. You get your judges in and everything, and then we go to the school system. And you know how we do. We can't agree with what we're going to learn in the school system. Like we have so many differences about when it comes to unity that we can't get it together. How? So I think that's why you can't get people to sign.
No, it's like this here. People are, especially black people. Okay, we are so shell shocked on the system that we can't not change it. So we sit at that survival mode. It's survival. My father had to survive. Generations had to survive. But it's time for us to grow as a people. It's time for us to be able to create wealth for ourselves. They said black people spend billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, and nothing's coming back to the community. You know why is that, right? Because we're not allowed to own anything or run anything for ourselves. Okay. There's many black communities. There's many black organizations that have been trying to help black people for generations. But they don't have the political power to do it. Because no matter what, you're going to have to get a grant from the government or permission from the government. Okay, we got millionaires, football stars, actors, everything that don't feed into the black community because some fact the white people won't let them. Look what happened to Diddy. Look what happened to Bill Cosby. And look what happened to Michael Jackson.
Hold on, Brother Keith, because you got some people commenting to you in the chat. So let me get caught up real quick. Brother Bill's talking about the book again. He said on page 162, she says, we all have a purpose, a lane that is our own. She says the goal is to find your lane and stay in it until you find a place you need to be. He says, I agree with that. It is something I always promote, finding your lane and driving in your lane. He's going in. I say that all the time. Find your lane and let our lanes merge. Brother Cliff says, happy born day, Brother Everett. Thank you, Brother Cliff. Third Assistant President General of the UNIA. Third in charge, Brother Oster Bryan says, race first, good brother. It's almost that time. Baltimore's ready for you. DJ Frank, what up, Brother Frank? The black print is already developed. That's right, the UNIA. And Brother Cliff says, find your lane, yes, but at some point, all the lanes we find and stay in must converge. Otherwise, we do not move forward as a people. Yes. I think Brother Bill was saying the same thing as well. And Brother Ori, this is what I was talking about. He said tolerance, support, coordination with each other, neutralize attacks against Africans throughout the U.S. They lynched a sister Monday in Jackson, Mississippi. Her name is Miss Fortune, and I looked that up. This is crazy. And brothers, this is the one. Brother Cliff was saying, and I want you to respond to this. Hold on, he might have said something else. He said the Ujima People's Progress Party is a black worker-led political party that has been building for years. The Newsom Party is an important independent political plan, but not the only one. And then he says, and depending entirely on a political solution, and let me go back, and depending entirely on a political solution is not sustainable. Our enemies will start dismantling our electoral victories right after Election Day. Hold on. You got that? Because I want you to respond to that. Let me get caught up, all right? Looking forward to meeting you, brothers and sisters. I see what y'all are doing. Respect y'all percent. Yes, Brother Shabaka, we can't wait to see you at convention. Definitely. Brother Malik says, this is another one. I'm going to put all these back. It's 3 right now. We do have opportunities to be business owners in America. I want you to comment on that. Brother Cliff is also saying, plus Wilmington, North Carolina in 1898, when right-wing terrorism destroys the progressive fusion government in 1 year, shows us that politics alone is not enough. We must be able to defend that which we build. And he's, Brother Cliff's going in. This is why I have said for years that one answer is not enough. A cooperative coalition between political, educational, media, economic, scientific, legal, and revolutionary activists is critical. Sister Selena says, I listen to a lot of shows talking, but no action plan. We need our own MLK, and we need to connect the dots. The time is for the time for talking is over. We have said everything we needed to say. I agree. We got to put these things into action. And she says it's called to action time, Black First. So I want to put something up for you to comment on first, because you was flowing on a lot of these. The first one was the Ujima Party by Brother Namdi. I don't know his relationship to the party, but I know it's heavily involved. He said the Ujima Party is a black worker-led political party that has been building for years. The Newsom Party is important independent political plan, but not the only one. So the question is now, while you're pushing the Newsom Party, that's another party out there. So so there comes a unity thing. Which party should the people get behind?
Well, I would say both. You know what I'm saying? We're not enemies. Any party that's dedicated to less black lives is great. Okay, I'm familiar with the Ujima Party, and I know Brother Brandon. Okay, I'm totally familiar with them. Okay, they ran. I think they did the Cornel West for president campaign.
So hold on, let me go back. But then how can we take over? Because now you're splitting the votes.
I'm saying we could work together on this. Okay, everything's trying to. We're not trying to overcome another black political party. I would love to work with the Ujima Party.
So let's say the Ujima Party has someone that they want to run for mayor, and you got somebody you want to run for mayor. How y'all gonna get on the same page?
Because if
you stuttering, brother, you stuttering.
I'm getting. Okay, whoever Ujima run for any office position or whatever case, I'm sure it's gonna be black minded, black first. Okay, that's no problem here.
All right, but let's say you want somebody that, let's say Ujima says, I want my guy to run for governor, but you want your guy to run for governor. We back to the
And
same thing.
no, I want to tell you why, because if he have a guy that they feel that is make a great governor, I'm more power to them.
What if you got a guy that you think should be governor, though?
It will be their lane.
I'm lost, and so y'all splitting the black vote, so we don't
No,
win again.
no, it's not. We're not splitting the back because simple fact. We're not going to run somebody for governor when they running for governor.
Well, what if they run for all of the positions, then, brother?
We do. Then we come to discuss it. We like I said, we can work together. Like I said, okay. I'm not anything for black people to unite black people and remove this system that we are in. I'm 100% support of.
So let me get this straight, because I think you might be saying something real important. You're saying that if the Ujima party got their stuff together and they was really pushing their agenda, the Newsom party would fall back and support them. That wouldn't be a problem. You would get on board with it.
No, it won't be a problem because we doing the
That
same
makes sense.
thing.
That makes sense. Okay, that I like that. Now I want you to elaborate on this one. And depending entirely on a political solution. I'm sorry, let me go back. Sorry, Brother Cliff. And depending entirely on a political solution, it's not sustainable. Uh-oh. Let me read that part again.
No, what do you mean?
Our enemies will start dismantling our electoral victories right after election day.
Okay, so are we gonna let them do that? No, we're not gonna let them do that. Okay, chances are, what they're gonna do, they're gonna say the person that ran for the city council was took a hook across the state lines, and y'all gonna believe that? Okay, what they're gonna say? They're gonna that one of the people that we promoting for any kind of office was a child molester. Okay, white people make up a whole lot of stuff just to get black people heads turning. Okay, are we gonna believe all this stuff coming from white people against us? This is the whole point. We believe what's on media, on TV, and take it as true. Don't realize where the source is coming from. Okay, look at Diddy. Diddy was starting his own political party. This is why this happened to him, because the powers that be don't want that to happen. So what they do, they with the whole FBI, all kinds of stuff, female trafficking, whatever case be, because none of them didn't convict. None of all that stuff that he had on him didn't stick. But they talk about he took a hook across state lines, and now he in jail for that.
Brother Ori says, Keith telling the truth. Neanderthal blocking and fighting against black communities throughout America. White will destroy everything we build. Call to action is correct.
So it's like this. We have so many black organizations. Okay, what if Martin Luther King had the power to actually achieve what he wanted to? Will black lives be different? If Malcolm had the power to do what he had to do to make black people better, will black people be better? The people, we need the power to change our conditions, how we live. We need the power to educate our children, put forth the curriculum that we need our children to understand and to learn. We need the power to fix our infrastructure in Baltimore City, educate our brothers and sisters in the trades so they can feed themselves forever. But we don't do that because we can't do that. We got to depend on the system to do all this for us, knowing they don't want to do us.
Shout out to Chief Elder Hotep. I missed your call, Chief Elder. I heard it went to my brother, but I was away on vacation. Hotep blessings. That's the same thing I've been saying. We got to start thinking strategically. Chief Elder Minister in the house. And he says, bring me up, send me the link in here, join the show. I got you in 1 minute. And Brother Cliff is saying, good attitude by Brother Keith on the Ujima People's Progress Party. I agree. That's why I'm glad you broke that down. Working together at some point, if not right now, could be powerful. And that's why I'm glad you said that. And Brother Keith, for those that don't know that missed that, you said straight up, this is what we need to do. And I'm doing it with the Newsom party. But if another party is on it and they got the momentum, you are with them. But you just focus on saying we need to focus on that and take over the system. Let me go back. Okay. Sister Selena says you have to vote and then be accountable for holding them accountable. And that's a good fact. It was crazy. Reed said that today when he was saying we got to vote. He said, stop complaining and we got to vote.
Okay, at this moment, can we hold any elected official right now accountable for anything they do right now?
Can we hold them or do we hold them?
Can we?
We can hold them, yes.
How can we? In order to hold anybody accountable, you need the power to discipline.
Well, I will say this. You got the power to discipline. If the black people would say, for example, I'm not voting for Brandon Scott anymore unless he changes things, or the governor or whoever. If you say we're not going to vote for somebody and the community decides, that's power, brother. So I'm not saying that they're messing up or not. I'm just using that as an example.
I'm gonna give you an example. Black people do not elect Brandon Scott in the office.
Who elects him?
Hispanic and white people.
The polls don't say that, brother.
Yes, it does.
The polls say the majority of his vote is black people.
No, the majority of his vote was Hispanic and white people.
Are you talking about percentage or number of votes?
Percentage and number of votes.
I think the number of votes, more votes. Even if 20% of black people voted in Baltimore, it still was more. That 20% is still more than Hispanics.
But 20% of black people didn't vote.
What was the percentage?
2, 3.
No, brother. You got to show them stats, brother. I'm not saying you're wrong. You got to show me them stats.
Look at them stats.
You got to show me them stats. I'm about to pull.
Black people do not vote at all. It vote not no more because black people is tired of the two-party system.
Somebody look that up. I can't believe that 2 or 3% of black people voted. That's impossible. I can't believe that.
The majority of black people is not voting.
Brother, 2 to 3%? No, brother. Okay. The mayor will lose. The mayor will lose. They could easily get the mayor out if that was the case. Chief Elder, put the link in the chat. Let me know if you can't get it. Put it in the chat.
White people and Hispanic. This is why you see it's just a sanctuary city.
Brother Cliff said there can still be a discussion and even mild competition in the arena of ideas, but working together is the most productive policy. I agree with you there, Brother Cliff. Hold on real quick. Let me get caught. Dang, y'all going in. All right. Chief Elder said that's not going to happen. We need our own agenda now. No more joining us with the enemy is not going to work. I think y'all agreeing. There, yeah. Brother Cliff says the history of politricks. And Brother Cliff did a panel discussion on politricks right around election time last year. Was you at that discussion, brother? The history of politricks in the U.S. has been the pendulum swing from mid-left to extreme right. The second the reactionaries see progressive policies take hold, they organize to reverse them. So he's saying, it's not as easy as you think. They got a system game going on. He said political organizing is important. My point is that it can't solve our problems alone. Again, that's why a cooperative coalition like MPACC is needed.
Okay, so I mean, we still have to have the power to actually make these things happen, and we don't have that.
Brother Malik, you on YouTube. I don't see a comment there. You're going to put that back in there for me. Sister Selena says, you need a black agenda. We need a black agenda. Go into that real quick, Brother Keith, because when we talk about solutions, let's say you get into power. Let's say you and the Ujima party, black political parties, y'all merge. You say, look, we're going to do this, man. We're going to take over Baltimore, D.C., and Chicago. We're going in there, and and y'all win the votes. How are you going to get rid of what Reed said? One of his solutions was getting rid of the drugs, getting people off drugs. How are you going to get rid of that problem?
Well, I mean, people use drugs mostly because pretty much they probably oppressed about something else. Another problem is pretty much in their heads, and they use drugs to forget about. This is why people drink. This is why people smoke. This that actually the problems they have. This is how they deal with it. Okay, people have vices. Okay, I'm like, everybody, people smoke to keep them calm. People drink because they have a hard day, and sometimes it becomes a habit. Well, most of the time it becomes a habit. Then it comes to addiction because your problems never change.
We got why they're on, but what's the solution for eliminating the problem?
Well, I mean, every individual is different, but if more brothers had jobs, careers that actually pays the prices of their living and their family, whatever, you won't see that happen anymore.
You sure about that?
Well, I mean, most people, put it away, most people with jobs and careers pretty much don't do crime.
I don't know, bro. I know a lot of functioning addicts that work.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like I said, not all of them. Like I said, most people with jobs and careers, okay, stress probably break them to drugs or drinking or whatever, okay, off of the stress of their careers. It will lead them to a vice so they could cope, a coping mechanism or something. Like I say, I'm not a psychiatrist, but everybody have a way to cope with their problems or their stress. And sometimes it comes to addiction and they get stuck on it.
It sounds like you don't got a solution for getting rid of the drug issue.
That's the solution.
What?
Give people, okay, most reason why people sell drugs is because they can't do a career in something else. They don't have the education or the skills for something else. And that if they do have it, it's not available in their field. You know how many people that graduate from college and not doing the thing that they went to college for?
I got you. So how are you going to establish jobs in the community to get these people to say, I'd rather do a job than sit on the corner where I got all these fiends coming to me and I can just make some money. And then I can make enough money to get somebody to sell it for me. It's easy money. I can make a certain how you see, these are the solutions. Not saying you're wrong on anything you're saying, but these are the solutions that we have to decide. If it was that easy, I think it would have been solved already.
Okay, now say a person, a carpenter, electrician, or plumber, or any other trades, a brother with those kind of skills. Baltimore City infrastructure is 20-something years behind standard. It'll take you 20 or 30 years just to get Baltimore City infrastructure fixed. Those are jobs for 20-something years with the skillful brothers and sisters that we will create during the system.
Brother Cliff says the town hall meetings held by the Maryland Pan-African Cooperative Coalition, MPACC, are designed to involve the community in activists and establishing the black agenda. It needs to happen everywhere. And then he says, and Brother Shabaka says the AAPRP has been organizing for over 40 years. We must unite, organize, consolidate and grow. We need organized unity. Brother Shabaka, put that whole name in it. I'm not familiar with that organization. Brother Cliff, are you familiar with that organization? Trump and his band of crooks have good careers and happen to be the biggest crooks. Yeah.
Well, see, all these,
Sister Selena's agreeing with you there, Brother Bill.
Well, okay, we got a lot of older people that have been fighting that fight for generations and 40-something years and whatever case, but actually still nothing have changed.
So let me go with this, because I got something for you, Brother Keith. When we talk about solutions, your first solution was we got to take over the system. But now that you take over the system, how do you change it? Because we got the drug problem. Brother Malik had mentioned mental health as an issue. So you take over the system. What are the Newsom party's plans to fix some of these issues? Because now that you take over the system, you have to change the system. And so how do you do that?
Well, I mean, like I said, we have many organizations, mental health. There's people that stay lane. We support that. There's people on drugs. There's people for that. We support that. Homelessness. There's people out there. We support that.
Well, it's people out there, but obviously it's not getting done. So what are the solutions?
They're not getting the support they need to continue their work. We
Are you sure? I'm asking.
Not.
I don't know.
Homelessness is in the same position it was 30 years ago. Drugs is in the same position it was 30 years ago.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do to change it? That's the main thing. You get your people in office, but I need to hear the solution. That's
the solution. Support the people that stay lane. You got a lot of people that's working for the homeless. Okay, but you got over 10,000 vacant buildings in Baltimore City. You got the average rent as what? $1,200 for a 2-bedroom apartment, right? So if all these properties in Baltimore City was actually rehabbed and fixed, that rent would be done. That rent would be very low, and the fact that infrastructure building would bring more jobs.
What's your plan to do that? I need some plans before I let you go. You talk about the homeless. I'm saying you talked about the housing and all the boarded up homes. What's your plan for that?
Well, my plans for that is pretty much help communities develop those, and that's how they be able to create wealth in the areas.
And again, go back to your plan on the drugs, because I don't think you're gonna move people out of the. That's a business and a violent business, brother.
Okay, so like I said, okay, me to be afraid of doing what's necessary for our Black people to grow is not there. I'm not afraid for it. What's have to be done to get drugs and stuff off the streets have to be done. Okay, like I said, okay, now look at marijuana. Okay, Black people been going to jail for marijuana for how long?
Long time.
How many Black people, once it's legal, how many Black stores you see that Black people that own those dispensaries that can sell weed legally? How many Black people you seen in that?
I ain't seen that many. That own them. Like, you gotta have money.
Okay, you got Black people with money. Why can't they get a license to sell weed legally now? Yeah, the system at work. They don't doubt. Come on, the system at its best. Black people been arrested for weed. Now that it's legal, we can't sell it legally. The system at its work at its best.
I'm trying to pull up them damn stats. I'm looking for them stats that you saying. When was the mayor election?
2024.
In 2024. I'm looking for this because I can't believe it was only. Hold on, before I let you go, I can't believe it. How many? What's the percentage you said? 2%.
Black people voted. The majority of people voted for Brandon was white people and Hispanics. What you think you got a sanctuary city for?
Hold on, before I let you go, this is. I gotta see this.
Okay, I want to say something there. Okay, any black organizations like UGMA and all the different organizations that you
Hold on,
mentioned.
brother. Where you about to go, brother? You scam me.
No. My name is Keith Scott. My telephone number is 443-421-1718. My website is wethepeoplearecoming.com. Okay. The Newsom Party is the NewsomParty.com. Check them out. Okay. Any organization, we want to work with the black organizations that want change. We look forward to that. We can only do it if the other black organizations is on board.
I cannot find this stat, man. It's really bothering me.
Well, I mean, put it this way. It's like this here.
I'm looking for the stat before. Hold on, I'm gotta get the stat before you go, because I can't believe this.
Did you vote for Brandon?
I don't live in Baltimore right now. I'm outside the city.
Okay, so what you have voted for Brandon?
The last one I would have voted for my guy Bob Wallace.
See, there you go. Why? I mean, Boston.
That's my guy. I'm voting for my guy that got my best interest. I had that grocery store. Bob Wallace was in there, brother. We had a bill.
Put it this way. It's like this. Black people looking for something other than the Republican or Democrat Party. It's the proof from the last election. 12% of Baltimore City is interested in voting for anybody in Baltimore City. 84% of Baltimore City don't want the two-party system anymore. And pretty much that's included white people too.
Hold on, brother. Before I let you go, I gotta make sure you ain't misinforming the people, brother. Hold on.
You ain't. I mean, you're gonna. Well, you gonna just look at. All you gotta do is put up how many percent of Baltimore City voted in the 2024 election.
So first it says, brother Brandon Scott received 82% of the vote. What percentage of black Baltimoreans voted? That's a different. All right, that's the one I want to ask. That's the one I want to ask.
Yeah, let's ask Google. What was the percent of black people voted?
Brother, Baltimore 24 election, Brandon Scott. Come on now. The turnout was about 58.335, so that's not that big. Brad Scott won 80% of the vote. Percentage of the turnout. This is really bothering me. It's giving me a whole bunch.
Well, and that's only Democrats. Remember, there's black Republicans.
That's all that really matter here. Ain't a lot of them. Only X. Let me see. It says majority white areas account for roughly 25% of the votes counted.
Okay, so that means 25% was is the rest, right? So how many
No,
percent
hold on,
of
brother. That's 25% of
50 something percent?
No, that's 25%.
Only 50%, and only
No,
about
no. That's 25% of the votes.
okay, 25% of the vote
55%. So if it's 100 people and 50% voted, that means
was
that's 50%.
okay.
But then 25% of the 50. So that
Was
would
white.
be
25% of
whatever.
the 50 was white, right?
Right.
25 of the 50 was white. That means another 25% is what? Either Hispanic or black, right?
No, brother. You got to come up with the fact. I need to see this. It's not giving
Yeah,
it
you're
to me.
looking at it right
I'm gonna be
now.
thinking about this all night.
You're looking at it right now. If 25% of that 50 was white people, that means another 25%, right? Now, if you count
There
the
ain't that.
Spanish, if you count the percentage of a Spanish in
Well,
Baltimore
it's,
City, what?
even if you were right on that, it's still not 1 or 2%.
Well, if
It's still
if 23% of that 25 was Hispanic, is 2%.
I'm gonna come up with this stat next Friday, brother. I'm gonna need you on here to defend yourself on this. But close out. Any other solution besides that solution?
Well, I mean, y'all have this. I mean, everybody has a solution. Everybody have what they feel best for the black community. It's the fact that we don't have the power to execute our own plans. So we want the power to execute our own plans, our own agenda. And with the system in place, we will never have that power. That's my closing.
That's former mayor candidate Keith Scott. I gotta hit you later. I gotta get my, I will talk about it later, but I gotta get my permit renewed, and
I got you.
August 30th it expires, so
I mean,
I'm gonna be like the Lone Ranger without his weapon.
I can have him call you tomorrow, and y'all can do it.
All right, that'll work. I appreciate you, brother Keith. Friday, I may need you back on to verify them stats.
All right, no problem. I'm gonna have, now. Now I'm gonna have to fact check myself. Now I gotta go back and fact check myself.
Yeah, I just want to be on point with that. That's very important that we need to discuss. Because if it's that small a percentage, then we are already defeated, and we really got to focus in on that as well. Not just talk about solutions. We got to get to the polls. So that's something. If anybody's listening right now, or you listen after the show, I need to know the stats. What percentage of black people voted out of the people that voted? Brother Keith Scott thinks is in single digits. So we need to get those stats. All right, good brother. Okay. Go. What you about to say? What you about to say before you go?
I was gonna say, voting is very important. Okay, who you vote for is very important. We are tired of the lesser of two evils. Okay, if that's your only option, you need another way. Okay, the Newsom Party is your alternative of voting for the lesser of two evils. That's just that. Because we here to create wealth and well-being for black people.
Last question. I know you said you'll support whatever, but is there a difference between what name me one difference between Newsom and Eugenia that you're aware of? What makes Newsom stand out to you to be the strongest?
Well, I mean, I know Brother Newsom for a long time. I knew. I think as Brother Brandon is still with the Eugenia Party. I was actually going to the Eugenia Party meetings constantly for a while, and they all positive brothers. I mean, I have nothing negative to say about the Eugenia Party. I feel that they are very positive brothers, and I respect them very dearly and the things they do. So I have nothing negative to say about Eugene at all.
All right, brother Keith, I appreciate you. And we'll wrap next week. And I'm text me that information. I'll text you after the show.
Okay, no problem.
My man, good work, good work. All right, let me get caught up on the chat real quick. I'm still trying to. Still not getting me that. And I think that's very important. Whoa. The state does not publish turnout by individual voter race. So I can't truthfully give you something like black turnout was exactly what the percent does. We got to find that out. I got to find that out because it's really bothering me now. And that's a low percent. Brother Cliff says, I don't see the comment about AAPRP. Was that the organization in the comment stream? But I am familiar with them. I plan to contact Baba Atiba of AAPRP about the Maryland Council of Elders. I'm going to pull that comment up, Brother Cliff. But what is, it was by Brother Shabaka. And he said the AAPRP has been organizing for over 40 years. What is that organization? I'm not familiar with the syllables of it. Maybe if y'all set it out, but I'm not familiar with that organization. So if you know, if you could put that in the chat. Brother Bill has checked out. I think that was the one, Brother Bill. I'll go back. He said Trump and his band of crooks have good careers and happen to be the biggest crooks. And I think Sister Selena agreed with him and laughed on that one. Brother Shabaka said Africa United Front. Is that okay? I'm not sure if that was the organization or not, or is he saying we need a united front? Brother Cliff said power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and it never will. And Brother Cliff, I agree with you there. I think that one of the issues we have is that we don't have an agenda. So we're not really demanding anything. Like, we just crying about the conditions we are in. So one solution I would say that's very important when we start talking about the political game, because the political game is warfare. That is the most serious and most dominating game. And we're so divided, and they get us divided, and they get us all on their agendas and fighting over Democrat, Republican, or what have you, that we don't focus on our specific demands in our community. And I would say the first thing is to start having demands. You can't hold anybody accountable when you don't say, this is what we want to change. I know people say, yeah, we asked for this, we asked for that, but you have to ask for it as a strong, solid unity force in the black community. Say, hey, we want the drugs out the community. Send that joint over in the white neighborhood and don't have the open areas in our neighborhood. And if you keep them in our neighborhood, then we're voting you out. We want Pennsylvania Avenue to be back to where it was. And if you don't fix it in the next year or two, you're not going to win the next election. And we'll put somebody else in there to do that, if that's possible. So these are the things that I think we have to have a black agenda. I agree with you there. Sister Selena's tripping off her Brother Bill. Dr. Dawes said, peace, Brother Cliff. Dr. Dawes still hanging out. Brother Bill said he had to sign off. Good program. And Brother Frank said the people got to demand change, not a politician, the people. And Sister Selena says black people need a leader inside the system. They can't organize without one. There has to be a unifying message that carries across Black America. I agree. Straight right on that, Sister Selena. I voted for West. West? Kanye West? Who you talking about, Sister Selena? Why am I not thinking of who this person West is? Cornel West. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. I'm tired. And, okay, Brother Cliff says, the APRP, the All African People's. I heard of that. All African People's Revolutionary Party. Okay, I heard of that. Largely popularized by ancestor Kwame Ture. Yes. Okay, I couldn't think of that. Committed to unify under Africa's scientific socialism. All righty. Man, oh Lord. I'm trying to get off of here, but I'm going to bring you on, Reed. Reed is back on, y'all. What you got to say before I close out?
Okay, I came back on, right, but I just don't want to jump into something and not know what y'all was talking about. What was the subject right here? Because you said it was 2 subjects.
I only did one for the night. I was just talking about solutions. You so crazy,
What
man.
the solution to the black community? You got to give up those drugs. You got to put down those guns. Then you got to have your organization. Like the one lady said, one person, the body needs head. Everybody can't be the boss.
That's right.
You got to have some kind of organization, some kind of unity. But before you can do all that, you got to clean yourself up.
Yo, what is wrong with you tonight? What is he so passionate about tonight that you would call back in? You so crazy. And people was by the way, I don't know if you was listening
on me. And the brother that said,
Hold up before you go in. I just want you to say that people was really giving you shout out for telling your story of addiction and how you overcame it and talking about it. They were really giving you a lot of props. So I salute you as well for that.
Thank you. I say thank you to all. And the brother that said that Baltimore City schools are getting better, they are. They're remodeling them schools. Have you been up Carver lately?
Steph Curry, for those that don't know, we both went to Carver High School. Steph Curry put a brand new gym in there. So even though he slipped up on that Good Times joint, he is doing some work in the community. Maybe I'm biased because that's my high school. So shout out to Steph Curry for that.
But,
yeah,
like you said, Baltimore City schools are getting better.
That is true.
But it's just that a lot of the teachers are going out to the county.
That is true, too.
But like I said, we as people, we got to clean up our act.
So next week we're going to go in on a powerful subject. I'm not going to let you know, but you're going to really like it. Because that might be my last show till after the convention. And yes.
Not to cut you off, but Westmore. You know how I feel about him, right? He's an idiot.
Why you call him an idiot? Why you talking about the black man?
The man is an idiot. Okay, check this out. The black man, why is he trying to rebuild that red line after everybody scrapped it? It's a disaster. It's money wasted. It's money that can go into the school system. It's money that can go into programs to help children. He wants to build a red line, get this, going from Johns Hopkins Bayview to the Security Boulevard parking ride. Now hold up. If you want to build the red line, why you don't run it from Baltimore City out to Hagerstown where the outlets are at? That'll save the outlets. Why you don't run it all the way out to Annapolis? You know why? Because those white people don't want it out there in their community. You just want to clutter up the city. Why you want to clutter up the city? We already got the light rail running from A to B. That's all it goes. So now you want to run another light rail from A to B and clutter up the city. If you're going to run it where it's going to make benefit. Run it into Hagerstown. Run it into Annapolis. Stop wasting taxpayers' money. That money can go into programs that can help children.
What are you so passionate about tonight, brother? Maybe I'm laid back. I'm coming from vacation.
I'm in the dark because once again, I tell you the dark truth. I'm going to say what they won't say. They want to say it, but they pass the buck just like everybody else. Our governor is an idiot. All right, the problem was the juvenile committing crimes.
I talked about, hold up. That was my first show. You remember that before the summer broke, for those that are listening, my first show, that's the one I had the President General on. And we were talking about the youth going to be a problem this summer. I saw early.
What did he do? he stopped charging them as adults.
But
he didn't even give a solution. He didn't go say, well, I'm going to set up programs for the charging them as adults. I'm going to let them run wild.
I don't know, brother. I don't know.
I mean, I do. I mean, do you want another light rail running through your neighborhood, vibrating your house? They want to run that light monorail up to the security parking ride. From there, they want to run it down to Johns Hopkins Bayview.
Well, that John Hopkins
That's what your idiot governor is working on.
Well, that's
what you voted for.
That's the money train that got him in. He promised them that, so they voted him in. Brother John said All African People's Revolutionary Party. Yes. Yeah, I didn't know them initials. Thank you, Brother John. Brother Cliff mentioned that.
But, you know, why would you want to fundraise something like that when everybody else had turned it down? The white man had even turned it down. Why it always got to be the black man show his teeth and want to do something different? Rather than help the black community. I know as a politician, you can't show favoritism. But goddamn, the ghetto ain't getting better, it's getting worse. You can at least show that you care. I mean, come on now. Come on now. You know, the only governor I can truly say that did something, you know who that was? Governor Early. He recognized that a drug
brother, did you vote for Trump?
Because I guess the way he...
Did you vote for Trump, brother?
Hell no, but... But let me put something down. Since you brought that up, guess what? Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Trump. And I want to see if them comments light up. If you know anything about Trump, let's talk about Trump real quick. Name one thing Trump did. Name one law Trump passed that you see a lot of people out here now getting state jobs and all that. He passed the first time act. Whereas though if you was a felon, you can get a job working at MTA. You can get a job with the state of all that. The First Step Act. Trump passed that. Now, hold up. Trump has let more black people out of federal prison than Obama ever did. Obama ain't let nobody out. Trump has pardoned more people in federal prison than anything.
So you're a Trump lover, brother?
No, check what I'm saying. Adolf Hitler. Listen to what I'm saying.
Easy, brother.
Adolf Hitler once said, you should listen to your enemies because they'll tell you your faults.
I agree with you there.
You know, Trump said there's no reason why a person that's working in high school or whatever shouldn't have a nice bank account when they graduate. What's wrong with that? You wear the expensive tennis shoes, the jewelry, shit, you'll buy a car and all that. Why you can't save your money?
That's why Trump came out with them expensive shoes and put them in the black community, brother. Did you buy a pair of them?
Hell no, I ain't buying. But guess what? Look, he did it. But hey, can a black man do that?
LeVar Ball put some shoes out. Did you buy his shoes, brother?
No.
Why not, brother?
No, brother. What LeVar Ball did for the community?
He got a lot of kids playing basketball for free. Scholarships.
Say that again.
He got a lot of kids traveling in basketball for free and got them scholarships to college.
Name one. What color was he? Just like Charles Barkley. I've sent a lot of people to college. Okay, Charles, what color were they and what community did they live in? Because you tell me right now, one black community, you tell me one person in our hood that one NBA star has sent to college, gave a scholarship to. You can't.
Sam Cassell, my son.
Okay, one. That's the only one.
Not just my son. He had a lot of people that he paid for and got him on the circuit. Jalen Rose has his own school. Jalen Rose has his own school.
That's in his community.
I'm gone, brother. I gotta go. I gotta close out.
You gonna close out? Well, let's close out like this then.
Go ahead, because my eyes are burning.
Black people, wake up. Put down the guns. Put down the drugs. Try to talk and love with one another. For real, because it's getting sad. Now we went from snorting, sniffing to smoking. Now we popping pills.
Brother, I don't need
You
to hear
go
all
down-
of this about our
You go
drug
down
addiction
Lexington
stuff.
Market.
Why is my eye
It looked
burning?
like an open drug market. They sell drugs right there
Yo,
in
that's
front of the
awful.
police.
It is awful. Lexington
They
Market, you
sell
been
dru-
down there?
Yes, they sell drugs right in front of the police. And you know the white man ain't down there selling nothing. The white man ain't out there pissing on the street. The white man ain't got lawn chairs sitting in front of carryouts like you have, like the fuck you live there. Like this, you know what I'm saying? They got their chairs out like that's their front porch.
I'm
You
gonna
can't
close.
even walk
Hold
on
on.
the stuff.
But before I close out, you keep talking about Lexington Market, but what about white South Baltimore then, brother? That's awful.
White South, what part?
You stuttering. You any part. It's awful.
Cross Street Market and all that?
Wilkins
Avenue. Are they out there with lawn chairs sitting out there like they own the goddamn street? No. They got a little more civilized with that thing.
Man, they out there sleeping on mattresses, smoking crack. I gotta go, man. Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Friday.
Free with the Dark Truth. Hey, love each and every last one of y'all. I'm out, E. I love you, E. Hit me up.
All right, I'm gonna hit you up. Reed is crazy, but I'm glad that he got emotional today. But he's talked about his addiction, and that, for me, that meant the world to me and everybody else. I guess he got a little emotional to call back. He all over the place. Let me get caught up on the chats before I close out, family. I did read your chat. Thank you, Brother John, for that, because I could not figure out what those initials were. Thank you, Brother Shabaka, for that information, by the way, Brother Cliff. Brother Ori says, one solution, keeping black people alive. Lynchings, all killing in black communities first. Many cities are eradicating the murders by us. Gotta stop lynchings immediately. I'm gonna have to look into that, and we may have to do a show on that Friday, Baba Ori, on the lynchings. There's been a few lynchings coming up. We may need to go into detail about the trial of the brother. Wasn't that Mississippi? The boat situation? Somebody put that in the chat real quick. Weren't they in Mississippi as well? The 5 white guys with the brother in the boat. So we may have to go into that. Doesn't seem like that much has changed. Brother Keith Scott says black ball players, rappers, singers, actors cannot help the black community. The reason why Oprah Winfrey opened up schools in Africa, but she cannot do it here. White people won't let her. Oh, that's interesting that you would say that. White people wouldn't let her open them up here. That's interesting. I'm not going to say that black ball players, rappers, and singers and actors cannot help the community. Because when you start talking about investing, they have dollars and they can invest. So they're just not doing it. And, we need to look at that more. They seem like they're investing, but investing for themselves. But again, if you look at basketball players like Jalen Rose, they started their own school. There's good people out here doing good work. It may be a few, but, you also have to talk about, when you start talking about rappers and you start talking about entertainers, period, and I consider sports players entertainers, look at financial literacy. If you look at a lot of the rappers, they're still rapping and going on tour. And I think 50 Cent filed bankruptcy at one time. So, when you make this money and you're coming out of the hood, you're spending and you're living, and then all of a sudden, music isn't selling and things of that nature. And now you're grinding. So we got to look at a lot of those things. But I will say that, no, they're not the solution, but they could be part of the solution by investing, educating, teaching how not to do the wrong thing. So we gotta be strong on our entertainers and our athletes. Especially the ones that are from the hood, that they come back and they get back. That's very important. Brother Cliff says, build a cooperative coalition. MPACC town hall meeting on September 19th or 26th. Yes, Brother Cliff. Brother Cliff, for those are watching, Wednesday, Brother Cliff, I need you at Pikes. We're going to present Brother Cliff is going away on the cruise. He didn't book through Black Star, but I'm going to get you next time, Brother Cliff. But we're going to try to get the President General to present you with your award at Pikes. So hopefully you can make that. You got to be there. You got to be there, but we'll figure it out and make it work. But yes, we got to get you on to talk about this next cooperative coalition in the upcoming weeks. Nolan Wells. Yes, thank you, Baba Ori. Nolan Wells. Yes, so that's Mississippi as well. Mississippi, it's crazy. Mississippi burning. So we got to understand how it is down south. It's a little different, but it's been a few lynchings down there. This brother got missing down there. That system is way bogus down there. But like you said, Baba Ori, all in general, we got to do a better job of fighting and protecting and being aware of how we move out here. That's just very important. That's very, very important. So, all right, family. Again, thank you. It was a powerful show, especially early. Reed called back. He was emotional, but I want to thank him because he went over his personal battles with drug addiction. Even mentioned somebody that he knew passed away on drugs and how he got himself together. And then we had my good brother Malik talk about mental health and how, he goes to counseling. He had to deal with his family and with mental health as well. As some of the solutions of counseling and getting off of drugs and things of that nature. And like we talked about earlier, there's not really one solution. We all have solutions. We all have some sort of answers. But we have to really focus on solutions. Again, when I opened up, I talked about family. We spoke about family, our problems, lack of education. Reed talked about drugs, economics. We talked about crime. We talked about leadership issues, lack of unity, self-hatred. But what are the solutions to fixing those things? And then if we have those solutions, we got to put them in effect right away because time is of the essence. We're in dire times. And all of our days are limited. I just had my birthday yesterday, so I'm thinking and I'm saying, hopefully in this lifetime we could get a come up. But we gotta really start pushing now. We gotta stop talking about it's my way and just start talking about solutions and answers so we can move to the next level. And we have to be mindful of how we move, but we got to start moving and putting solutions to manifesting our solutions, which was really funny when Brother Keith came on, he took the show took a turn because everybody is on point with political. We got to get together politically as long as we're in this system, and we have to, as long as we're in this system, we have to make sure that we are on it as far as voting, as far as demanding for a vote, coming up with agendas before we vote and saying this is what we want like other cultures do. I can definitely tell you in the Jewish community or other communities, they get together, they have their own town hall meetings in their churches or their synagogues and things of that nature, and they ask for what they want, better institutions, better schooling, and they get those things so they won't support their candidates. And also, and shout out to Brother Marcus, and Mark was saying this also, financial. They put money behind politicians. We don't. Our community, we don't put the money talk. So we got to figure out the strategic way of doing things. And again, tomorrow, 12 o'clock, 2304. Let me get that address correct. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm tired. And this will be the meeting place for the UNIA convention. But you have to be a member to come to the meeting, and you got to pay to get into the spot. But this will be our meeting place, and it will be 2304 Pennsylvania Avenue. But tomorrow we will be there for a free community day. Baltimore UNIA, we're giving away nice clothing. We always give nice clothing away. We don't give Our community organizer, Sister Chanel, doesn't want to give away trash. We only give away nice clothes, and we're going to be giving away hot food, good food, nothing cheap, nothing like burgers or nothing. We're going to give away some good food. And so if you know anybody of need, please share, hit that share button now for me, and let's get that information out. And of course, right before conventions, next Saturday, August 15th, if you're in the Baltimore area, come out to the Marcus Garvey Festivals, the 56. So, we out there supporting Baba Duggan again. Ever since I was president, we got out there and we make all of his events our events. So whenever he has an event, we're there. And I think it's really important that we support the good brother because he's holding down tradition for a lot of the events. And if you're interested in joining our UNIA meeting, we'll be meeting Sunday. I'll be putting that information out. Just text 877-804-2152. Text the word meeting. We meet in person and we also meet via Zoom. We usually meet on the last Saturday of the month, but we've been busy grinding with convention. So this month we're going to meet on a Sunday. We'll be going over a little historical things. We'll be talking about the upcoming events that we're having at convention, and we'll be going over our Constitution, a brief summary of it, because it's very important that, we get ready for convention, and that's the things that we talk about in our Constitution. And if you want to get alerts about the convention, just in case something changes or reminders of where we'll be at, text convention to 877-804-2152. Again, 877-804-2152. If you text convention or meeting, you're going to get both. If you text convention, you'll only get convention information. But if you text meeting, you'll get convention and our meeting spaces. So you'll get information on our study group every third Wednesday as well. And I think I covered everything that's going on again. And again, it's almost convention time. So we look forward to seeing you guys all throughout the week, starting at Pike's Theater. I just talked to Brother Mike today. Pike's Theater, there'll be food to buy, but to enter is free. And we're going to be showing a small, fun documentary on the work that we're doing in Baltimore. And then for those that miss it, we'll show a Faka Rock video. You'll get to meet the President General. He'll talk about how he started a grocery store. So you'll get to talk to the man himself and hear his vision. And that will be powerful. The person that sits in the seat of Marcus Garvey. That Thursday will be at Next Phase Cafe. I got to get with Brother Nate from our social club. He'll be performing. We have Brother Abdullah from Chicago, Las Vegas. He'll be performing. We have some powerful poets that'll be there, and we're going to have some powerful speakers. So you're really, really going to want to come out to Next Phase Cafe, meet the leaders of the UNIA, chill with us in a Black-owned spot, hear some good music and poetry, and hear what we're doing around the UNIA in different cities. And then that Friday, we're going to have a powerful panel discussion at TNAT Holistic Center, Dr. Dawes' spot. And it's always good panel discussions there. That's what Brother Cliff had his discussions at, which was powerful. If you missed I'm not sure if this was the last panel discussion, but the Pan-African discussion we had, it was me, Dr. Daw, Davon Love, Dr. Wright, I believe, Dr. Ma'at. It was powerful. So this is going to be powerful. So some of the people in the UNIA, I'm going to ask you to be on there as well as some other people. We're going to have some good, strong questions. And, we'll go from there. And then that Saturday, get your tickets because it's going to sell out. I'm letting y'all know. It's going to be packed in there. We're going to try to pack it, but it's going to probably sell out. And I have that information on the gala coming up. But it's $75. We're going to be giving awards to UNIA members that's passed the orientation and other awards that we give out for our UNIA members yearly. We're going to be giving out awards to local community organizations, Black Men Unifying Black Men, and also the Arts Social Club. So we need all of y'all to come out and support those brothers. We're giving an award out individually to Brother Mike Johnson, who owns Pikes Theater. So Brother Mike can't make it. We may have to give his Wednesday, but hopefully he can make it and get out and have a good time. And also Brother Bill Gooden individually, because they're not just Black Men Unifying Black Men. They do stuff individually. And then we're going to give an award to our good sister, Sister Earth. She's always saying, who's the we? And we need to come together and decide that. And so it's going to be a powerful, powerful event. You guys are not going to want to miss it. That Saturday as well, I think Brother Nati will be interviewing the President General on his radio show. So we got a lot coming up. It's called the UNIA Takeover for a reason. And don't forget that Sunday. You got to get with me now, because when the UNIA members come, we're going to find out who's leaving early. We're taking the bus down to D.C. But if you don't have a car, we might have some people driving down that can get you down there. The bus is very affordable, just $25. Everything else is free except for your food. They will have food to buy. Good food. But we're going to the Civil War Museum, which will be free. We're going to the Thurgood Marshall Center, where our DC division meets. We're going to see the Anthony Browder exhibit that he has there. Anthony Browder's office is in that building. And then we're going to go check out the Minister of Protocols, Marcus Garvey exhibit. And it's phenomenal. I think it's the best exhibit that you could see. And we're also going to do a wreath-laying ceremony. So you want to go to D.C. and check out D.C. With our UNIA D.C. division. And so, man, we've been grinding. It's almost here. I took a little vacation, but we're going to go into it next Friday. And again, I apologize. I'm not sure what happened with Facebook, but I did share the link. And we grinding, man. We grinding. We got I got the template straight now. It's a Real Truth and Power theme template game show. I got that back up and going. And so we're definitely grinding. And it may rain Sunday. So I don't even know if we're going hiking or not. We got a lot of work to do. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Real Truth and Power, where we provide health, wealth, knowledge yourself. Again, please share this information, because it was deep today. Sometimes it can be deep. First show back. I'm a little tired, but we made it through. And I thank everybody for y'all participation. And again, we'll go hard next week and get ready to push for convention. So thank you again, Race First family. Real Truth and Power. Health, wealth, knowledge yourself.
Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power, health, wealth, knowledge of self, uplifting the community. Let's talk about it. Real truth and power.
Good evening. This is a special public service announcement. It's Friday night, and it's 8 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Be a parent. Go find your badass kids. Don't be at that window looking for a hoodie Put your shoes on, grab your keys, and go find your child. This has been a public service announcement from everybody who's tired of raising your kids for you. Have a good one. Back to the Real Truth and Power show.
Global unity or death. They told us we would never stand together. They divided us by politics, by labels, by fear. But every generation must make a choice. Remain divided or become one people. I don't seek violence, but I refuse to surrender. If they bring fear, I'll bring courage. One people, one purpose, one destiny. They can fight a man, but they cannot stop an idea whose time has come.
They said we came from slavery, but they never said what we built before chains.
I used to scroll, numb. Now I log in every week to remember who I am. I need to get every young person I know on this Zoom every third Wednesday, or they might never hear the truth that could change their life. It's not school, it's power. We read the words they buried. We mentor each other. We don't just learn, we rise. Every session, someone cries. Every week, someone says, "Why didn't anyone tell me this?" Before this group, I thought culture was vibes. Now I know it's war. And ignorance? That's the trap. The Baltimore UNIA changed my whole direction. Not just what I know who I am. It's not just a study group, it's a weapon. Believe that. Want to see for yourself? Email unia@barcaclark.com or contact Brother Everett. Because if you don't reclaim your story, someone else will rewrite it for you.
They told me I was dying, but I wasn't ready to go. I dug into the dirt, prayed over seedlings, raised chickens, bees, watermelons bursting with color. Then the UNIA said, "This isn't just a garden." They called it liberty. Now the bees hum freedom. My backyard feeds bodies and spirits. But the fence can't hold the harvest. Our people are hungry. Our youth, they're starving for purpose. We need space. We need you. Join the UNIA. Learn to grow food inside and out. Hydroponics, farming, healing, dignity. This isn't agriculture. This is liberation. They buried us. We planted back. Not charity, sovereignty. We turned hunger into harvest. That's power.
I used to think revolution meant fire and fists, but silence is louder. I need to speak at tonight's UNIA-ACL Zoom meeting, because if I don't, my nephew's gonna grow up thinking power lives outside our people. I wasn't raised on Garvey. I was raised on survival. But last month, someone on that Zoom said, "Black unity isn't an idea, it's an action." That line hit me harder than anything in school, church, or the block. But right before I log on, I freeze up. What if I say the wrong thing? What if I ain't conscious enough? Then I hear my nephew in the next room say, "Uncle Malik, when I grow up, I want to be just like you." That was it. I hit join, and I told the truth. Not the polished version, the version our people need to hear. Turns out, that voice in your head, it's not fear, it's your ancestors. The meeting didn't just change me, it reminded me who I've always been. Join us, Baltimore UNIA, mass meeting. Join the Baltimore UNIA. Don't let your legacy pass you by. Your ancestors are waiting.
Used to think nature was a lie. Baltimore don't have forests, just corner stores and concrete. But then I heard UNIA hikes every Sunday. I thought, what if I just show up? I gotta reach that ridge before sundown, or miss the moment that's waking my whole spirit up. Bro, it's not just trees, it's legacy. Elders dropping Garvey wisdom while we climb, youth beating drums, sisters laughing under waterfalls. We see hawks, foxes, fire in the sky. City stress, gone. Every Sunday we reclaim the wild like it's our birthright. First time I touched river water, I cried. This ain't no hike, this is revival. Every step, we get louder. Every week, more of us come. This is Marcus Garvey's army in hiking boots. Black unity, in motion. Now I don't walk alone, I lead the line. Dwayne, UNIA. Follow for more and come hike with your people. Sundays, Baltimore. Marcus Garvey's UNIA.
It starts the moment we open our eyes. We're born with emotion. Life shapes it. Challenges sharpen it. The world throws chaos at us, but we learn the patterns. We master the storm. We fall, but together, we rise. This isn't just fashion. It's armor. It's proof you've earned every piece of who you are. Emotional intelligence. Wear your evolution.
They wiped the archives, said I was divisive, said I was too loud. I've got one shot to bring real truth and power back, or the community loses its voice. It started as a podcast, just the mic, just truth. Then came the guests, doctors, entrepreneurs, revolutionaries. We laughed, we argued, we built something sacred. But the deeper we went, the more resistance hit. Algorithms buried us. Platforms ghosted us. Not because we lied, but because we told the truth. I was ready to walk away. Then, after practice, one of my players, 16 years old, pulls me aside. Dead serious, he goes,
Coach, that podcast, that was the first time I heard someone actually speaking to us.
Then he smirks.
Also, you kind of went viral on my group chat. Don't let it die.
That was it. I rebuilt the studio from scratch, mic back on, files restored, and this time, I hit record like it's war. Real truth and power is back. Raw, necessary, unstoppable. New shows drop soon. Subscribe now. Share this. And revisit the episodes they didn't want you to hear.
History doesn't remember those who stood on the sidelines. History remembers those who organized. More than 100 years ago, Marcus Garvey inspired millions to believe that a people could rise, through UNIT Legacy returns to Baltimore. Now for 6 unforgettable days, history, culture, education, and purpose come together. This is more than a convention. It is the continuation of a movement. Join President General Michael Duncan and Garveyites from around the world at the 68th UNIA-ACL International Convention, August 18th through August 23rd, Baltimore, Maryland. One God, one aim, one destiny.
For generations, we've been told that our vote matters, but a question remains. Has it consistently delivered the results our communities have been seeking? Many believe the time has come to build independent political power, to organize, to participate, and to pursue a different path. The Newsome Party says it's time to put Black communities first. The choice has always belonged to us. Our vote, our voice, our future. The Newsome Party. The next chapter begins with the people.
"60 seconds to erase this city or rebuild it from scratch." This isn't pre-rendered. No soundstage, no green screen. Every explosion, every storm, every alternate reality. We don't imagine worlds. We manufacture them. The future doesn't wait, and neither should your story. I didn't just save the world, I authored it. Dynamic Media Legacy. Your vision, our worlds. Built-in AI. Faster, bigger, impossible.
You think viral videos take days? Pixel's here to prove otherwise. No time. Everyone's watching. Your story has to pop. Every click counts. Every second spark a share. Boom! 100,000 views before lunch. But what if it still gets lost online? Not with Dynamic Media Legacy. Start your viral video now.
Your boy dead on the street last week. Not from drugs, from violence. Nobody stand up, nobody move. Me got 6 weeks to build 100 man, or Baltimore lose its soul. Back in the day, we protect we own. Now, enough talk, enough post. But Garvey, him leave with the blueprint. Stand up, uniform, discipline, unity. African Legion, it not dead. It a prophecy waiting to fulfill. Ma nearly walk away, tired, alone. But when that mother grab me arm and say, "Who I go protect my son?" Me know, we not start no war, we restore order. Black unity, black honor, black discipline. This a we army, and it never left. Me name, Brother Tony. Join the Baltimore UNIA. Be the legacy, or be the silence.
Baltimore don't sleep, we move. Hands in the dirt, feet on the block, food in the streets, knowledge to the youth. This ain't charity, this is power. The Universal Negro Improvement Association running the community like infrastructure. No permission, no waiting. Black self-reliance in real time. Legacy heavy, boots planted, all in the name of Marcus Garvey. UNIA Baltimore Division 106, Barker Clark. We working.
I used to think vacations meant white sand and pool drinks, until I realized I was skipping my story. I've got 10 days to reconnect with my roots, or spend another year feeling like a tourist in my own identity. So I booked with Black Star Travel. They don't do tours, they build homecomings. Real connection, real culture, no filters. I thought I'd be the outsider, but the moment I stepped off that plane, I felt seen. They weren't just places, they were pieces of me I never knew I lost. Travel with purpose, travel with pride, travel with Black Star.